Welcome, one and all. Even though my audio video stuff wasn't working before, that was my fault. I'm recording this again, just the beginning. But welcome everybody to the GamezAttack podcast here at OldFreakyGamer.com. This is episode 17. As I call this episode, Thirsty for a Dragon. And I was trying to record this a couple seconds ago, and oh boy, you learn when you screw it up. Knock, knock, open up the door. Yeah. Where's my what I really wanted? I want it to be something special. Hold on. I should have really redid this thing here. I didn't do any of this stuff right, and I don't even think I have it. Why don't I have the thing that I got? I got that. How about
game over?
Yeah, whatever. Game over. How about that? Yeah, okay, there we go. Something like that. I wanted the sad trombone, but I don't know where I put it in my... I need a bigger Stream Deck. I need the 32 button layout Stream Deck, I think. I like this little Stream Deck that I got here, the 15 button layout one, but sometimes you just can't find what you want right away, and you have to go searching for it. Oh, but welcome everybody. I had the audio... my audio and the desktop audio turned off, so I was trying to start this podcast start to record this before, and I failed to turn on my microphone and the desktop audio on my Stream Deck, which I have direct controls for here. I don't have to go into OBS to do it. I can do it directly from the panel. And I was talking, and then I look over onto my audio mixer because I like to do that sometimes just to check the levels sometimes. And then I'm like, oh, Mr. Mike, you did a stupid again. You forgot to turn on your microphone, you idiot. Oh, I got to get a soundbite of Ren from Ren and Stimpy where he goes, you idiot. Because he was really, really good at that. I really like that. But thank you one and all for joining me here on this podcast. If you're watching this on OldFreakyGamer.com, YouTube.com/OldFreakyGamer, or you're listening to this audio podcast-based app, which is video too, but the audio version of this podcast on any of your major audio podcast listening apps. Or you could go to OldFreakyGamer.com and subscribe as well for free to this audio podcast. So pretty soon it's, we just got done with Thanksgiving. We just got, it was just Thanksgiving 2 days ago when I'm recording this, and Black Friday cameth and goneth. And, at the end of this week on Friday, which is Stream Day, it's going to be December already. It's going to be December 1st on Friday. This Friday, December 1st. Holy cow. The months, I should say, the days, the weeks, the months have flown by. Before we know it, we'll be in 2024. And before you know it, it'll be springtime. The birds will be chirpy, chirpy, chirpy out there. The weather will be getting warm and nice. And that's when I do a little less gaming because I will be doing more outside stuff. So when the warmth comes back and I'm outside and stuff like that, before I know it, I'll be doing house stuff and outside stuff, enjoying the warmer weather. Still playing some video games, but not as many as I usually do if it's cold and wintry and dark like now, which, it's brightish outside now, and luckily we haven't had much snowfall. We had a little bit Friday, but that was just some speckles. That wasn't anything real. It was just cold. But yeah, holy shit. Also, we're in the 17th episode of this audio podcast, even though technically it should be like 700 or something by now. I forgot what level, how many podcasts I'd done for the GamezAttack podcast, which was originally before that the GamezAttack audiocast when I did it on my other podcast feeds and other website and stuff. And then before all that, it used to be called the Gamer Tech Podcast in its beginnings, where I used to just talk about video games and technology. It was like a half and half thing. But then I decided, well, that's a lot of stuff to talk about, and I really just don't feel like talking about technology as that much because, even though there's a lot of advancements in technology and, in that sector and everything, it's just, I don't know if people really cared. Even though there's technology in video games, you can't have your video games if you don't have your technology, but still, all in all, I still love technology. I still love following technology. I just don't want to talk about technology. There's a lot of people out there that talk about tech, and sure, there's still a lot of people that talk about video games, but when you listen to everybody's video game podcast out there, everybody that does a gaming podcast out there, a lot of them like to talk about different stuff, or they all like to jump on the bandwagon and talk about the same stuff, like that is not really gaming related, but, sure, if it has something gaming-ish with it, like, oh, Microsoft's doing the AI thing, and they're going to put AI in video games, and everybody's talking about AI in video games and this and that and every other media, then they all jump on the bandwagon and they talk about AI like they know about AI or something in the video game world. Now, sure, I know something about AI because I follow the technology part of the world, but I don't really care about talking about it unless if it's a thing in the video game world. So don't worry, folks. I will not talk to you guys for 30 minutes about AI in video games and what I feel about it, because you know what? You still need people to make video games, and you still need people to do stuff that AI cannot do in video games. Plain and simple. We can move on from that. But yes. Welcome, everybody, again, to the GamezAttack podcast, a podcast about and only about video games. And I still haven't did it my pre-recording for the holiday podcast down the road yet, even though I should. I got to figure out when I'm going to do that, but I do. When I take my little time off, like everybody else does, I'll take like a few weeks off here and there, maybe 1 or 2 podcasts off, but I'm not going to leave you guys with nothing because I want to still do a podcast or 2. I haven't decided yet on extra stuff to talk about and stuff and what I think, holiday stuff from before, backtracking, the year in review of my gaming and whatnot, stuff like that, what I thought was good video games or bad video games, stuff like that. Some music, gaming music, stuff like that. But I'm trying to think for a second here. But I haven't done none of that yet. So that's something I got to think of. But I'll still be doing game streams. If I still have Like a Dragon, Gaiden, the man who erased his name, if I still have a lot of that to play or whatnot throughout December, throughout the holidays, I'm going to still do my streaming. I'm going to still stream it and stuff. So it's not like I'm stopping doing anything. I'm just, just going to take a break from a podcast or 2 or so. I haven't decided. Like I said, I haven't decided yet. That could all be going down the toilet very fast with me, because that's how I am, because I procrastinate sometimes when I do some of this kind of stuff, but, that's me. I do this for a hobby. I don't get paid to do any of this stuff. This is all fun and games, as you will. If I ever did make money from this venture, from this whole thing of gaming and podcasting and video streaming and stuff, it would just be for merchandise. I'd sell you guys some cool t-shirts, cool graphic arts, which I like to do on the side, and stuff like that, to support my arts. Support the arts. So why don't we talk about video games here, because I've played a bunch of video games throughout the week, or weeks I should say, and I like to kick it off with that. So why don't we kick it off with the games that I have played in the past weeks?
The games that have been played in the past week.
That's a good game.
Enjoy your gaming.
And I love putting in that stuff at the last second. So what have you been playing? What have you been playing over the holiday? The recent turkey holiday and stuff, which mine was quite good, and I did get in a little bit of gaming during the holiday. I mind if I tell you. And then like I did work the holiday as well, and I worked Friday on Black Friday as well. So, you know, I did work still, but I still enjoyed the holiday. But yeah, I played a bunch of stuff. Why don't we just kick it off with the stuff that, you know, I played, and a lot of it I can run through very quickly and easily because this is stuff that you probably might have played, or even if you didn't play it yet, maybe you would want to check it out and play them. So I've been playing, a majority of my video game playing has been on my ROG Ally, or Asus ROG Ally if you want to be technical. And I've been enjoying every bit of it, even though I've been learning a lot of stuff of how to playing games on the ROG Ally. Like sometimes you can use the touchscreen, sometimes it's better to use the controls sometimes for certain games. And games like The Walking Dead, The New Frontier, or The Walking Dead Michonne, or The Walking Dead, the final season, which I'm currently playing, because I've already beaten all the other Walking Deads and The Walking Dead New Frontier and The Walking Dead Michonne. And now I'm currently working my way through The Walking Dead, the final season, where Clementine and AJ come back as older people. Well, Clementine's like probably what, she's got to be 16 to 18. She's got to be 16 to 18 around that time. I haven't looked up how old she was in the final season, but AJ's like, he's got to be like 6 or 8. He's got to be, might be less than that. Might be 6, because he can't be 5, because he doesn't sound like 5. He sounds too mature to be 5. He's got to be 6 to 8 years old. And I should look up. I'm going to look this up, because why not? Why not look it up? Let's see here. How old is Clementine and AJ in the Walking? Of course I spell walking wrong. Walking Dead. The final season. Why did I say that? The final season. Question mark. How old is Clementine, AJ in The Walking Dead, the final season? Okay, in the final season, Clementine. Okay, they say, okay, here we go. This is from the Telltale community. Let's see here. They're saying that Clementine is around, and I was saying this, 16 to 17 years old. Okay. Okay, so yeah, technically she's like around older teenage years, almost early adult years, 16 to 17. That's what I figured. And AJ is 6. So they're saying AJ is 6. Oh, okay. Telltale says she's 16. So, okay, there we go. 16. And then AJ is, like I said, 6. So, or 5. Somebody says 5 then. But he seems too old to feel like 5. He's got to be 6 to 8 years old. It's hard to compare, unless if you just, because he grew up fast with Clementine and she taught him semi-right and stuff. Maybe he just sounds older than he is or something, or he acts older than he should be, even though he's a little kid and all that. But he's around 6, they're saying, around 5 or 6, and she's 16, according to this very loose sources, people, very loose sources. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, and yeah, it's just an amazing what should I say? It's just an amazing game on what they are like in the game of the final season of The Walking Dead and how adult everything gets to that point. Because these younger kids or these teenager kids that are running the show in The Walking Dead the final season, they're growing up in a ways, but you could still tell that they're still adolescents in a lot of ways on how they do things. And I'm always like, but I also try to understand, okay, in the game, I'm surprised they didn't go to the extra mile, which I'm sure there was limitations on what they could do or whatnot. I'm surprised they didn't have, like, because they introduced Clementine in the new frontier of the Walking Dead game when she gets her period, which is around probably 16 or something like that. And then she's interested in boys. Boys are interested in her, of course, because she's a little hottie in The Walking Dead, the final season, when she's older. And it's like thinking, I'm surprised they didn't have any of them hooking up in the game, or a lot of these teens with their raging hormones in the game. In real life, if you had a bunch of teenagers, 16, 17, just running around by themselves, don't you think they wouldn't be doing a little bit of messing around? Not that adults don't do that in general. If I'm 37 right now. You think if I've been with a bunch of other 37 adult women or something, we're just all by ourselves. No, I think there would be some shit going down. It's a little bit of nastiness going down. But, yeah, it's just the way that they made it like a real good. It was a really good final season ending The Walking Dead. But, like I said, that's what I've been playing through. I've been playing through all the Telltale's Walking Dead games, and I completed them all except for The Walking Dead, the final season, which I'm currently doing because I wanted to replay them. And playing them on the ROG Ally, I almost said Steam Deck for a second, on the Asus ROG Ally, they play very well. They play very well, very beautiful. The screen is perfect for them, the sound. Most of the time, I was using the touchscreen because you could use the touchscreen for most of them. But when it became to The Walking Dead, the final season, I think because that game was in development turmoil for a little while because Telltale basically went under, and then Skybound and other people had to pull it up from the mess that was Telltale Games before, and they had to finish the game themselves and all that other stuff. They didn't add touch controls to the final season of The Walking Dead, which to me is like, oh, okay, I can understand that, but I was like, oh, I love these touch, because the Asus ROG Ally has a great touch screen to it. I learned. Very, very capable. Now, the games were a little iffy, but it worked out quite well for these games because sometimes you don't want to move an analog stick to find the point of action and stuff. It's a little bit harder than if you could just go use the touchscreen and go tap, tap. Oh, there's this walker there. Tap, tap, kill that person, kill that walker. Walk over here, slide your finger in here to walk. That made playing the Walking Dead Telltale games a lot easier, and that's probably why I just breezed through them even faster, because I was able to use the touchscreen on my ROG Ally, and it was a very good experience. And not saying that The Walking Dead, the final season, isn't a great experience. It is. It's just I can't use the touchscreen on that game. You could try, but it's not good. You still need to hit the A buttons and all that stuff, and you have to use the analog stick sometimes. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm playing through. That's the stuff that I was having the most time used up playing was the Walking Dead games, and they hold up. They're still good, and I'm getting the final achievements from the rest of them that I can play and beat on the ROG Ally, and that's another reason why I'm playing, because I could get fresh achievements from them. They were cheap on the Xbox store, and a lot of them were free on Game Pass, so why not? Why not play them again? Why not play them all? And then when I'm done playing those games, then it's other games I can play. Also, been playing, of course, as you know, on my last stream and the last grind session, the grindhouse session of Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. I played a bunch of that twice, and I'm gonna continue to go forward with this this live stream, non-live stream gameplay of Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, because it just makes total sense. Because I can do, for the live stream, I could do more story, and then off stream, even though I'm capturing it and recording it, and it does go out as a video episode, but a lot of times most people might not be interested in that kind of an episode. I will be playing it to do grinding, where I can grind to get points and money and level up Kiryu's abilities in the game, Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. But it's been a very fun game. Fighting the bosses now, or the mini bosses, the ones that I had in the beginning a very tough time battling, and was always pissed off on how they are basically cheaply controlling things and easily able to take out Kiryu, which, you know what, I still time from time have a little bit of trouble on certain things with bosses, but I have come to learn secrets plus leveling up Kiryu's abilities helps greatly on defeating those bosses, especially with the exploding cigarettes and the drones. I love using the drones. You will see that in the latest live stream that I did, and of course probably when I'm grinding and stuff as well, fighting all the people and the bosses. But fighting the bosses is a lot more manageable now, and I have a lot of less swearing to do, complaining as well about how they made these bosses like super cheap in this game compared to older like a Dragon games, or Yakuza games, should I say. But I'm having a fun time. The story is moving along swiftly. As of the last stream, I'm on chapter 3 now out of 5 of this game, and yeah, shit, Kiryu's getting... Doesn't matter how powerful or how badass or how people love him to death, but still they like to fuck with him because they just want to get... They know they can, and they know they can get him to do stuff for them that he probably wouldn't want to do at all. But, you know, everybody's got their chains and little strings attached to Kiryu, and they're playing him as the puppet, even though he knows it, and he wants to get away from everything. He just wants people to leave him alone. They still bring him back to do their bidding, and yeah, it's going. That story is going. And then, of course, you know, they know, you know, the orphanage and stuff, because he still loves those orphanage kids, and he loves Haruka and her child and stuff, and he doesn't want them, you know, hurt or anything, or falling on hard times. And, you know, they pull at those heartstrings all the time in the game, and they threaten him to say, hey, we're gonna do something bad to your kids, your children, your foster children, and he's like, you dare talk about my children again, I'm gonna whoop your ass. And they're like, well, then we're gonna take out your children. And he's like, no, I'll do whatever you want, in my weird Kiryu voice. But it is a great game, and I definitely highly recommend playing, especially if you're on an Xbox or PC and you got Game Pass for Xbox or PC or both. Definitely play Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, because it's also a bridge gap between the last Yakuza Like a Dragon game to the upcoming Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth game that's coming out in January. And you're gonna want to play this to get the inside scoop and the behind the scenes with Kiryu and co, because it's gonna take us all the way up to that point. It's gonna take us up to that next point, and yeah, I'm just having a blast with it. So this next one, which I think I'll be playing it today, if not today, tomorrow, but I'll probably end up playing more Like a Dragon Gaiden today, or tonight, I should say. I am going to do a Grindfest video of that. That's the next episode's going to be a Grindfest video where, because I unlocked doing more of the story mission, I unlocked more capabilities that I can buy and earn. I unlocked more side quest missions to do for Alchemy. I keep getting her name butchered, but Alchemy, the redheaded sex lady. Yeah, she really wants Kiryu, but Kiryu's like, meh. He's really pathetic when it comes to getting hit on by women, and they're gorgeous women, especially Akemi. She's just at the end of my last gameplay, my live gameplay stream. She was like, "Hey, Kiryu, you could take a shower, you could eat, you could do something else, or we could do something together if you really want to." And she's like, "Heh." She's like, "Come on, let's go." She's like, I'll sponge you up, boy. I'll soap you up. She's even offering to soap him up and have a little personal time with Kira. And Kira's just like, I'm good. I'm just going to go to sleep. And I'm like, you fucking dumbass, Kiryu. You got this gorgeous redheaded, powerful, badass woman wanting you, and you're just like, eh. Sometimes Kiryu is just too dumb for his own good. I love him. I love him to death. He has a heart of gold, even though he's still technically a Yakuza, former Yakuza, whatever you want to consider him as. He'll never get out of that underworld, but his love life has always been... Which is always why I say, and this ain't spoilers or anything, but I always say if you played the last game and you played through all the series and you played Yakuza Like a Dragon and blah, blah, blah. And why is my Asus ROG Ally starting up? My ROG Ally started. I said ROG Ally and it just started up behind the scenes. I don't know why it did that. I do not know why. I didn't push anything. It just automatically started itself. That's freaky. I don't think I had it shut. I think I had it shut down. I just heard it in the background go shh. I'm like, what? I should just take a look at it. Give me 1 second, folks. I'm going to take a look at what's going on here. I think I turned it off this time. I don't know. I don't care. It's connected to a power source. That was weird. Anywho, folks, yeah, Kiryu, I love him to death, but sometimes he's just a big dummy. And like I said, my theory on when we get to Infinite Wealth, and this is just a theory of mine because I pick up on stuff and I don't know for sure, but I think Kiryu, there's a couple things I think. I think Kiryu's got cancer or something in that. I think it was in the what did they had that trailer video or something. It sounded like he had cancer or something, or he said he had cancer. I don't remember the whole thing. It was a little fuzzy in my head. But I also think, because you remember Ichiban was born in that soap house in the soap land, because he was part of the soap house, soap land part, if you played the game. I think before all that, before Kiryu blew up that Soapland place with the truck, which I don't think he told Ichiban that it was him that blew up that Soapland. I think Kiryu had, and I don't know for sure, not 100% sure, but I think he had an affair, or not an affair because he was never married or anything, but I think he had a little thing going on with one of the Soapland ladies. I think it was in the past Yakuza games. Don't quote me on this. And I think maybe Kiryu might be Ichiban's biological father. That is a theory of mine. I don't know if anybody else has that theory online. I haven't searched it out or anything, but that is my theory. My theory is that Kiryu is Ichiban's dad, because Kiryu did get it on with some women. So I can understand if Ichiban is his son, especially on how they act and how Ichiban has that kick-ass abilities and he's crazy and stuff like that, and Kiryu used to be like that, and you know, he's got the same kind of like hair, even though his hair is all like and stuff. But I got the theory that Kiryu is Ichiban's dad. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. We will find out when that Star Wars-ish thing of I am your father happens in the next installment of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. We will find out if that's true or not. That's in January. But that's a theory of mine. I could see them taking that path. Especially if technically, we don't know for sure, and this could be something that's never going to happen, but technically, I think that this is going to be Kiryu's last game in Infinite Wealth going forward, and that him and Ichiban are going to have their moment together, etc., and then Kiryu's going to pass away and whatnot, and they're going to just put the rest of the ongoing series with Ichiban and crew going forward. We don't know because, a lot of people like me love Kiryu so much in the games that we wouldn't like him to just leave us. But, hey, eventually got to leave us. He's been in so many games, so many type things, so he could go. I'll give him some peace. Rest in peace, Kiryu, down the road. But anyways, definitely check out Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, especially if you got it on Game Pass and stuff. If you got on, PlayStation and stuff like that, I would suggest, because it's such a, and I'm not going to say a short game. I bet it would be shorter if I just kept on grinding through the main story. But if you want to do all the side stuff, that does add a lot of extra, gameplay. But it's a lot of filler. I could tell you that. It's a lot of side this, side that filler. But maybe wait when there's a sale on it for that reason. I'm just saying on the PlayStation side, because I don't think they have Like a Dragon Gaiden as a PlayStation Plus free game or not. I wouldn't know that because I'm more of an Xbox side of the times guy. But yeah, definitely check it out, folks. Definitely check out that game. And like I said, been playing a lot of it. Even love playing the grinding parts. Doing all the grinding. I love playing it. So that's probably what I'll be doing tonight. Playing it, grinding, having some fun. What else? That's enough about that. I think I talked enough about that. It looks great, plays great. The fighting, using all the little gadgets that I get with Kiryu. You got the Spider-Man thing. I upgraded that where I could get five bad guys, even big heavy bad guys, and I can pull them with my spider watch web thing, and I can just throw them all and whatnot. I got more drones that come out to hit people in the head. The cigarette bombs I have not upgraded yet, but I think I'm going to do that also next. And then what was the other one? Oh, the shoes. The speedy shoes. The magic flying shoes. That I've been doing a lot, where I've just been going, knocking the bad guys over back and forth, and it takes a lot of damage out of them, a lot of hit points out of them, and it's just so fun and crazy. Why do I want to even play the regular fighting stance? Because you got his other ability where he's just strong arm fighting. Yes, I can understand maybe once in a great while I might have to hit a bigger boss with the strong hand of Kiryu God with the strong stance, but otherwise, being Agent Kiryu, or Spider Kiryu, as I like to call him sometimes. Spider Kiryu, you don't know what a Spider Kiryu would do. But playing Agent Kiryu instead of just the regular super fighting Kiryu, it's just hilarious. It's just a great thing. And it's going to be a shame when I get into Infinite and all that stuff, all his abilities and stuff are going to be gone, because there's not going to be it's going to be turn-based fighting in that game. So I don't know if they'll let him keep his agent abilities, or if he loses them all in the next game or not in Infinite Wealth. I don't know. I haven't played it yet, so that's something I'll have to figure out. And also, even though I want to make this game last as not super long, but I want it to play it and beat it. take my time playing and beat it, sort of. I haven't taken my time. I've just been playing through it normally. But when I beat it, I am interested in what that Infinite Wealth demo is going to be like. And play that sucker and do that for a live stream or video or both. See how that comes to play, because I'm very interested in that demo. But it doesn't unlock until you beat the game. So, yeah, that's all I got to talk about for Like a Dragon Gaiden. I don't want to be too much. I don't want this to be the Like a Dragon podcast. We can always do one down the road if we want to just talk all about Yakuza games. I could definitely do a whole podcast about Yakuza games and playing them. But I've been playing that on PC. That's been a big PC thing. I haven't played on Xbox Series X, on my Series X. Even though I could play it on there through Game Pass, I chose to do PC because, it's been recording and streaming properly and all that, so I have not had any problems or doubts playing that game on PC. And when Infinite Wealth comes out, I might also just play that on PC as well because I got a bigger screen. Well, it doesn't matter because I could play on my big screen with the Xbox too here. But, playing on the PC, I get the better graphics, better horsepower, stuff like that. I might be sticking with PC for Infinite Wealth as well for it. But I can choose. When I buy Infinite Wealth on Xbox.com, it gives me, the choice of, you can play it on any system you want. You can play it on your PC, your Xbox, or if I really wanted to go low-tech and dirty, I could go to the ROG Ally and play it as well on there because it's available to play on, because that's a PC, handheld PC, so I'll be able to play it either or. So, but I'm going to play on my PC because that's that's the more powerful thing, and it's why not? Got a super powerful system, might as well use it. Next game on my list that I've been playing a little bit on and off, not too much on, but more off. And it was basically, I was playing this because it was extra reward points, because I am one of those stupid people that like the rewards points for Xbox rewards and stuff like that. This is separate from Xbox achievements. Even though I love my Xbox achievements and I love getting those, I do love earning Xbox rewards, or Microsoft rewards as they like to call it in general. Because, and people say, well, do you get anything for your Microsoft rewards points? And I'm like, yes, you do. If you're like me, you do. And most of the past of using Microsoft rewards, I get a lot of Amazon gift cards, like $20 here, $40 there, and gift cards. Now, what I'm trying to save up for is a $50, which I'll be there sooner than later, but I'm saving up for a $50 credit or Xbox money card credit to buy on the Xbox store, on the Xbox platform or whatever, or I'll probably purchase on PC. And the reason why I'm trying to get an Xbox $50 credit is that when Infinite Wealth comes out, I'm going to use that $50 towards Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. So then instead of paying $70 for the game, I'm paying what, $20-something for the game, because I'm taking a $50 chunk out of it. So it'll be like $20-something at the end of the day. So I'll save myself $50 on a game, even though that game's is going to be worth probably the $70. It's price tag on $69.99, $70. I still want to try to get my games cheaper. And because I'm also choosing to do that, and I know I'm going off the tangent here, I'm supposed to talk about Thirsty Suitors here. I'll talk about this later, though, but basically it's going to change my opinion on purchasing right away Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which originally I was going to buy that with the $50 rewards points, but I changed my mind. And we'll talk about that a little bit after this, the games I played. But next on my list, yes, Thirsty Suitors. Been playing a little bit of that game. The game is developed and published. It's developed by Outer Loop Games and published by Annapurna Interactive. Not too familiar with it, but I should be more familiar. And basically, Thirsty Suitors is an action or adventure video game about a young woman, Jala, which is the main character. She's an Indian woman. This is all like Indian characters and stuff, and she's pretty sexy. I think she's pretty sexy. She's got that sexy look. She's got the nice hourglass figure. She's athletic as hell. She's got awesome hair. She's got a nose ring. Something about her just makes me want to, she's hot. I'm weird when it comes to video game characters. They're pretty good, the anime characters. I like me and my anime. You can see some of that hentai sometimes too, but Jala, she is a sexy young Indian woman, not teenage girl, but woman, because she's an adult, young adult, probably 18 or something, or maybe even 21, who knows. Because her sister's gonna get Jala returns to her hometown apparently in this game for her sister's wedding and must navigate her relationships with her family and former boyfriends and girlfriends, or premiers, as they say. The player can engage in various game modes, including skateboarding, cooking minigames, and character conversations, which function like turn-based battles. So this has got a lot to this game. You got your turn-based battling, which you're basically meeting your exes again from a long time, and they're trying to either get you back or they're trying to hurt you in a certain way, knock you down a couple pegs. They've got some revenge stuff going on there. And she just got to try to knock them down first, talk bad shit about them, hit them with a soccer ball, or is it no, it's a basketball, I think. Hit them with a basketball, which is weird because she's skateboarding all the time. I'm surprised she just doesn't take her skateboard and whack them with it. That's something I think they missed out on, unless if she does it later. Or else she tries to get them in an emotional state where they're either super angry or upset, or she makes them starstruck or are sexually more wanting her, and it throws them off their game and stuff. It gets really deep with those emotions. Or else she just there's an action thing in there where you can use action points, and you can bring your mom into the equation, and your mom takes off her big slipper because she comes and becomes this giant mother, and she brings her giant slipper into the thing. She's like, oh, fuck no, in her own way, and then she smacks the enemies with her giant slipper, which I think is pretty funny in that. But it's an okay game. It's not super to my style or liking, but I've been on and off of it for a little bit, like I said, because I could get some achievement points on it and I could play it. Right now I think I'm a little bit stuck in the game, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. But the cooking mini games are pretty easy so far, and I've been able to do them because me and action button presses. Sometimes I'm not really good at the quick click of the certain types of buttons I need, like BA, this, turn that. Usually I'm not good, but the game makes me feel like I could be good at it, so I haven't been too bad at it right now. The skateboarding is kind of bland. They try to do the little Tony Hawk approach sometimes when you're skateboarding around levels and you do mostly a lot of grinding and stuff like that, but nothing really too big, on the skateboarding thing. They just include it. That's her ride. The skateboarding is basically Jala's ride. She doesn't drive a car or anything. She skateboards because why not? Because she's sexy and athletic, so why not? But it's an okay game. A lot of people say they like it a lot. I think the art style is pretty good and stuff, but for me, and I think there was a lot of other games were doing this. They were doing for some reason, a lot of people were making the Indian style of games. I guess it's a lot of games are made cheaper with the Indian culture or something. I don't know. We're going to that. I know they used to be all Mexican and stuff and Spanish and stuff like that. And now they're going to Indian, but yeah, the whole background thing, it's the same with the Marvels thing that's going on where people didn't want to watch the Marvels, and the Kamala Khan thing where it was what's her show called? I forgot. She was Kamala Khan. You know, I'm sure some people know what I'm talking about if you're Marvel fans and stuff. I just never cared for the Kamala Khan because they did too much of that series with the Indian background and stuff. Is mostly just the Indian background type of show or the culture and stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to watch this Marvel superhero movie to just watch about your culture the whole time. I know that makes me seem kind of arrogant or mean or something, but I just want to watch it for the Marvel stuff, for you turning into a superhero. Sure, you can add a little bit of your culture to the background, but once you make it mostly about the culture and more of that than a superhero gig, the same can be said for this game. It's mostly about the culture and this and that. They try to keep it on the down low, but I'm hoping that they don't go back and make it more so. You know what I mean? But otherwise, I'm not having a big problem with it. You know, it's just you know, I'm a stupid American that likes everybody to be American like shit, and that's ignorant of me to say, but I admit it sometimes, and sometimes it takes me a little longer to get into these other type of cultures of games. Now, Japanese games don't bother me. When you get like Yakuza and Kiryu and stuff, that doesn't bother me for some reason. I don't know. Maybe because I love the Japanese culture so much. It's weird. It's a weird thing. I got weird problems, but otherwise, you know, it's an okay game. Like I said, a lot of people are liking it. It is well made. It's got kick-ass music. Everything seems to play very well in it. I'm just not too big on, like I said, the turn-based battles of the game. I play a lot of turn-based battle games. I got one coming up down the road. I'm going to be talking about one in a little bit that I've been on and off, more so off of again. But I don't know. I'll try to give Thirsty Suitors another chance. I'll try to do a little bit more of it, but ultimately, you know, it's a Game Pass game, so it's not like I'm paying money for it or anything. Well, I am technically with the subscription, but I'm not paying direct money for it or anything. So trying it out is great and all, but I think I'm going to fall off this game because it's just not something that, you know, not something I'm willing to continue playing, you know, because there's going to be so much other stuff going on, and I just wanted to play it because it was one of those Xbox rewards categories, if you can understand that. And I don't mind trying out different types of games and new games and stuff. So, you know, and it could have been worse, but just not something that is my cup of tea, at least of right now, because there's so much to play out there. But yeah, Thirsty Suitors is out. A lot of people are liking it. If you're more so into that type of games and stuff and the animated feel and all that, and you do like the cultural kind of things, and you like to get into these messy relationship battle type of things, it's got a lot of people said it's like the Scott Pilgrim versus the world type of vibe to it. Yes, it does. It does have that Scott Pilgrim versus the world type of vibe to it greatly. And that's probably why people are falling into it and playing this game, because it's got that vibe to it. And I can understand that. I could definitely understand it. Like I said, Thirsty Suitors is out for basically, I think, all platforms. Don't quote me on that, but it's out on everything. I don't know about the Switch, but definitely go out and play it, buy it, whatever. If you feel like you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely look it up. Watch some gameplay videos of other people playing it online, and you can judge from yourself. Like I said, it's a solidly playing game. It looks great, sounds great. It's just a lot of the stuff in there I'm just like, I'm going to be doing that in other games, and maybe I just don't want to play it for that. And even though, like I said, my ignorance with the different cultures of playing, but, you know, I could get past that. I got to get past that. And Jella, like I said, the Jella character, she's pretty hot as a character in the game, so that'll keep me on board for a bit more, especially when she's doing backflips off her second floor of her house down the stairs and shit like that. I'm like, damn, she's got some skills. she's got some athletic skills. I'm surprised she's not an athletic performer or something like that. Shit. But yeah, Thirsty Suitors, something I was playing on and off with, checking it out because I needed to get some extra rewards points because I'm stupid. I'm very stupid like that. The other game that just came out that I started to play a little bit of that eventually I might want to try to get more into, we'll see how I feel on it, is Persona 5 Tactica. Yes, the game that JP Atlas was touting. It's basically the events right after Persona 5 takes place, after the events of Persona 5, and it's depicting the Phantom Thieves of Hearts as they're transported to an alternative world, overcome with war and oppression, prompting an alliance with a group of freedom fighters known as the Rebel Corps. And I am reading this off the description now. Now, you know I don't think that way, but I said to myself, Mr. Mike, if you want to remember stuff better, make sure you have it written down on the PC. So, the Rebel Corps to stage a revolution against the tyrannical legionnaires. Basically, gameplay will encompass standard conventions of strategy RPGs, including grid-based navigation, a weapon affinity system, a turn-based combat, while employing several staple gameplay mechanics from the series, such as persona summoning, infusion, and elemental affinities. Basically, this is a turn-based adventure game. It's out on everything, even Nintendo Switch. It says it was made on the Unity engine, which is surprising that they still continued. But it's out on everything, new and old consoles and stuff. Nintendo Switch included. And it's because it's a strategy role-playing game, they're doing stuff like they were doing in the main, Persona 5 game, but they made the characters all more anime-ish, cartoonish anime-ish in a way. They made them like Funko Pop-ish kind of type of characters. And you still got Joker, Mona, the whole crew. You got Anne in there. You got what's her name? I forget all the characters' names. Oh boy, you get the crew. You basically get the crew. You got new characters like Lucia and Gernisa, and basically what I have played, which is very little of the game so far, when I got into the world, you got the main baddie lady wanting to get married or something. She wants to get married. She wants to be loved. Her heart is broken. She's running this whole thing. She's very evil. Her heart is broken. She wants to be loved, and she doesn't like outsiders, and she's in control of every single aspect of, just like back in the castles part of Persona 5 in the series. And the lady, as she looks all weird in her weird outfit and her weird vehicle and stuff in the beginning, she just wants people to be, all her attention to be on her. And only her. She's an attention whore. So basically, she comes out, all the characters of Persona 5 are like, what's going on here? I thought we destroyed the underworld or the Persona world and stuff. So why are we all back? Where did all this come from? We were just in, Cafe Le Bleu. And now it's this battle house and stuff. And everything's going down, and they're trying to realize and figure out what's going on. And then most of your team gets abducted and stuff, and it's just you and Mona and I think one other. And basically, you got to do your turn-based battles where it's like if you ever played Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, it's basically like that. You can move around. It's basically like the Sparks of Hope, the sequel to Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, because it's not just you could go to grid. You can run around and go to certain parts of a big landscape of a grid. So you can go to certain areas to do your battling and stuff, or if you need certain protection and you need to go take out a certain group of characters and stuff in a certain way, you can do that. It is pretty extraordinary on how they do it. And of course, you got your super last effort, your superpower, your persona, which you can have your persona do its ability at the very end or whatnot, or during the gameplay as well. It depends on where you're at. And that persona will take out one or a couple characters or baddies in the game. And it's so far it seems pretty good. It plays pretty good. It seems like they did a lot of thought. They put a lot of thought into the gameplay. Definitely, they must have seen or played a lot of stuff like Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle and stuff. Took some cues out of that and all that. And I think they made a pretty solid game so far. Now, the issue is, am I going to continue to play this game? Because I'm sure this game is going to be a lot of game. Because if I know anything about Atlas and I know about these Persona games so far, there's a lot of game in these games. Even this turn-based strategy type of a game, or tactical role-playing game as they're talking about. Let's just say it that way. In the time that it's come out now, when I'm playing Like a Dragon Gaiden, and I still got Phoenix Wright to beat, because I still haven't gotten back into that. I will after I beat the rest of The Walking Dead, the last season, the final season, which that's another reason I'm playing. And then, like I said, I Like a Dragon Gaiden, and then next year I got coming up is in January I got Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. What else do I got? There's something else I got too. Am I forgetting something else? No, I'm not. Gotta look up my thing. No, maybe not. So that's what I got. So, but do I really want to play another one of these big turn-based things when I'm going to be playing a turn-based strategy game coming in January? I don't know. Now, Persona 5 Tactica is on Game Pass. It is free to play. I am playing it on my ROG Ally, like I said, because it plays it very, very well. So maybe I will continue playing this game, but I am being cautious on playing this game because, like I said, I don't want to get too deep into this game and forget about it when I'm playing Infinite Wealth and stuff like that down the road. And then, like I also said, I want to play and beat the current games that I have now. So it is kind of a weird time that they put this game out because they just put out Like a Dragon Gaiden. Even though that's not turn-based, they still put it out. So that's two Sega published games. I understand people are play different games and they like different types of games, but I don't know. I hope it doesn't get lost because I also want to play more Persona 4 Golden, which I still haven't gotten back to either, but I played a bunch of that. But maybe I'll keep giving this a try. Maybe I'll keep going and playing it. We'll see, because I do want to see what they're going to do after this and then what's coming up soonish down the road with Persona, the next Persona game from Atlas and stuff. That could be coming up as well. I don't know. It's coming out at an interesting time. But like I said, not everybody plays the same games. Not everybody plays the same stuff at the same time. So I can definitely understand if, I might not play it, or if I do play a little bit of it, somebody's just playing this game and not playing Yakuza, or not planning to play another game down the road or whatnot. So I can understand that. It's great to have many options and stuff for games and stuff, but it's coming out at a weird time for me. I don't know. So many games, so little time. That's all I got to say. But it's pretty good. The artwork the art direction and stuff looks just fine to me. Like I said, they got that Funko Pop look type to them, that little cutesy look to them. So I don't care. People were going up in arms and going, it's looking weird. It's not looking like the characters. They made it look weird and all that and stuff like that. And I'm like, so what? Their voice acting still sounds the same. They still look similar to their original characters. So what? They want to go in a new art direction. Whoopie-doo-dah. Anybody can make a game any way they want to. And this ain't from the proper series. This is their side venture because they wanted to try to make this tactical, role-playing, this tactical strategy type of game on the side compared to what they originally do all the time with their Persona games. So let them experiment. I don't see nothing wrong with that. It's the same like the Dragon series, when it used to be called the Yakuza series, and then they said, no, we're going to call it the Like a Dragon series. And then they went from your regular fighting part of the games to your turn-based strategy for the latest Like a Dragon games going forward. So everybody likes to try new things and different things, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, they can always go back to the original stuff. So that's my thoughts on that, my small little thoughts on that. And finally, what I've been playing just a little bit of again, not much, but I had a little bit of fun. I played a little bit of Zoo Tycoon Ultimate Animal Collection on the Series X, mind you. Because, of course, I was trying to go for rewards points from my Xbox reward points for my Microsoft rewards. And this was one of those 250 points or something, I think, rewards collection point thing. And I had a good time in it. Even though I played just a little bit of it, basically I was cleaning up poop out of my zoo. But I was also making like a little bit more of the zoo and doing some other stuff. And I'm like, this is how Roller Coaster Tycoon and stuff used to feel, and all the other Tycoon games. And I'm like, if I had more time, I would continue playing this game. But I don't really have much time in my life for a Tycoon game right now. I was tempted to play that Cities Skyline 2 or Cities Skylines 2 game, or City Skyline 2, whatever you want to consider calling it. But that's been buggy and broken, so I said I would just hold off on that for a while before that gets better. If it ever gets better, who knows? I don't know what's going on with that team over there and what they're doing, because the first City Skyline game came out perfect, because I remember pre-ordering and playing that day one, and that was a beautiful, perfect-ish game out of the gate, at least for me. This one just was like running shitty. I couldn't record it because my computer was just melting down from it, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? But otherwise, I don't have no time or room, like I said, room or time for these Zoo Tycoon simulation city games and stuff. So, I'm glad it's on there. I'm glad it's on Game Pass. Zoo Tycoon. It's probably great for the family, great for the little kids and stuff. But even though I was enjoying it, I'm like, I'm never going to probably play this again. And I probably won't, at least not for a very long, long time. Depends on how long it's going to be on Game Pass for, So maybe I might play it again. Maybe not. Couldn't tell you. But that was the final game I've been playing a little bit of. Not too much of, but a little bit of. So there you go. There you have it, folks. Those were the games that I have played in the past week. And hold on one second. I'm going to take a brief pause. You will not notice a thing in the video or the audio because I got a pause button that instantly pauses. And I'll be right back with more talk on the Ubisoft Avatar game that I may not be getting right away. Am I back? I am back. Okay, sorry for that brief second, folks. Like you would notice anything in any of the video or audio. I had to take a brief little break. My sinuses were acting up in my nose. I don't know if you can hear my nasally drone, but I'm sure you can because I'm trying to breathe through my nose, but you know, it's super clogged, so I've been breathing through my mouth, and I needed a drink of water because my mouth was getting super dry. Yeah, weather up and down creates a whole mess of issues for my sinuses. Go figure. Yep. I hope I don't get my super sinus colds. I think that's what's coming up, where I get my super bad sinus colds, and I'm just like, ugh, and I can't sleep. I hate that. Thank you, weather, Mother Nature. That's why I'm hoping global warming gets more warm up here in Western New York and Buffalo here, because I'd rather have the warmer weather and just stick with the warmer weather instead of the colder weather, because then my nose don't act up as much. When it was been warm lately, I was like, all good, and now it's just dropping back down in temperature, and I'm like, that drop just gets me going, anyways, yes. Before I paused for the cause, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is coming out soon. It's coming out this Friday, I think. It's coming out very soon, this Friday. And pretty much I'm not going to be getting it right away. Originally, I was planning on getting this game right away, and I was looking forward to playing this game. I still am. I'm still fully on board and ready to eventually get Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. But because it's coming out at a weird time and I'm still playing a lot of games, including my Yakuza Like a Dragon Gaiden game, and there's another Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth game coming in January, I'm like, how much time and effort am I going to be able to have jumping in and playing Antier? That was a weird thing I said, almost. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. What am I going to be playing this? Am I going to be able to focus on this? And if I'm not going to be playing it and I'm just going to buy it and I'm just going to shelve it for a while, why don't I just wait? You know, why don't I just wait to purchase it down the road? Because we all know this is a Ubisoft game, and we all know that these Ubisoft games always crash in prices super fast, or fast-ish. So I'm pretty much going to temporary pass on this game until after Infinite Wealth is out and I played a bunch of it and I beat a bunch of the other games and stuff, because I think I want to play this game, especially because it could come out a little bit buggy. I know this has been in the works over at Massive Entertainment, over at Ubisoft, the developer Massive Entertainment, for a while now, because it was supposed to come out, I don't know, a couple of years ago, I think. Or at least I thought so, because that's when the Avatar sequel, Avatar 2, was supposed to come out. But because that got pushed back because of COVID and everything else, and Cameron pushed that back, and it came out, last year or something? I forgot when it came out. And it came out later than it was supposed to. That, of course, they pushed back Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora even more and stuff like that because the game wasn't ready or something. And, they wanted to make it as best they could. I hear this game is like a Far Cry type of a game. I don't care. I think it's going to be great. If it's anything, which I've been looking and watching all their gameplay footage and stuff of, and it looks a lot like a Far Cry game, and also I'm trying to think of it, Assassin's Creed type of a game, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey type of a game. If it plays like that, this game will be great no matter what, because I don't care. I'm just going to play it for its story and do a lot of crazy things and fly and swim and blow up bases and stuff. But like I said, it's a Ubisoft game, and I hate to say this about them, but even though I want to buy this right away, I know I'm not going to play this right away, so why should I spend $70, which originally was what I was going to do with that money. I was going to put that gift card money or whatever I was going to get from my Microsoft rewards points, and it was going to go to Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, and then I was just going to buy Infinite Wealth. But then I'm thinking, am I going to have time to play this game? That's the whole thing. It's just time. It's not that the game is bad. It's just time. And then I'm thinking, well, if I wait, not only is it going to get cheaper in price, and then I could just buy it outright down the road when it's cheaper in price, but also if there's any bugs in the game, whatnot, those will be taken care of, hopefully, by that time. And, they'll add more updates and polish or whatever. I think that's that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait to purchase Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I am just going to, put my money towards Infinite Wealth, because when I buy it on Xbox.com for Infinite Wealth, like I said, I could play it on my PC or Xbox or ROG Ally, which I'm mostly going to play on my PC, basically, not the ROG Ally or the Xbox, but mostly on PC. I could probably play it on the ROG Ally if there's a lot of separate stuff to it, like if that whole Animal Crossing type of island, the JoJo's Island or whatever they're talking about. I keep forgetting the name of that. I'm sure other people know the name and they're just screaming it to me. Mr. Mike, it's this name for the side game for the, like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. It's that hold on. Let me get back into here. This is why I like internet, folks. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Side game name. It's called Donduku Island. There we go. Donduku Island. That's what it's called. There we go. So, like I said, if I'm going to be playing that, I'll probably be playing, if you could play Donduku Island as a separate thing from Infinite Wealth, I'll probably eventually also put Infinite Wealth on my ROG Ally just to play Donduku Island on the portable part of it, and then just play the main stuff on Infinite Wealth on the PC. So, yes, it's going to be a lot of that playing. So, all in all, I'm like saying, okay, if I'm going to be trying to finish Like a Dragon Gaiden here, I want to finish Phoenix Wright, I got to finish The Walking Dead final season, which I'll probably finish this weekend to let you know. And if I'm going to play some more Persona 5 Tactica maybe or something like that, maybe not, we'll see. Stuff like that, and just get rid of all the little games that I've been playing so I can get ready for Infinite Wealth. I don't think I'm going to have much time for Avatar Frontiers of Pandora right away. And, we're already going to be in December, this Friday. December's going to go by quick. November went by quick. Like I said, we just had Thanksgiving, Black Friday. It's already ended in November, and we're going into December. That's going to go by quick as well, so I want to have time to play it the right way, to play it and enjoy it. So, because I like to enjoy my games and play them. It doesn't matter if they're brand new or old or whatnot. I know a lot of people out there, a lot of the other game people and streaming people, they're like, no, I got to play this next game right away. I got to play this game super fast and get it done. Me, like I said, I'm your casual gamer. I am the not casual gamer. I am the hardcore gamer, but I'm the hardcore casual gamer, meaning I'm not going to just push through everything and just get it done right away. I want to enjoy my gaming, because that's why I play games for, to enjoy them, not just to put up videos and review them and do all this other stuff, because I'm not getting paid for anything. This is all my hobby for life, my life hobby thing. I don't need to be bound by the rules of how other reviewers and stuff do. Now, if I was working for some company or something and I was doing stuff, sure, I might have to rush through games and stuff like that and beat them, but I don't have to. That's the beautiful thing about OldFreakyGamer, Mr. Mike here. I don't have to do that, but the game does look amazing, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. It looks very amazing. It looks like a game that I'm going to be playing a lot when I eventually get it. But like I said, I made the choice to just hold off, put my sights on my other games first, beat those, play Infinite Wealth, beat that, and then come back. Then when it comes time to, when I have time to play next year, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, I'll have that time. I'll give it that time. I'll buy it. It'll probably be cheaper. Maybe I'll get it for $30 or something. You never know. Or at least close to it. And then it'll be fully patched by then. And I'll have my time then. I'll have my time to shine. You'll be seeing me and my first gameplay of it then. And you'll see me playing it and streaming it at that time. And you'll be like, oh, this game came out a long time ago, Mr. Mike. Why are you playing it now? Unless if GTA 6 comes out. By that time. If that comes out, I'll be like, fuck. Then what? Because I'll be stuck in the GTA land. But yes, I have made that hard decision because, like I said, I can buy it. There's no reason why I can't buy it. Sure, it's $70. Yes, it's a lot of money. And I told everybody I'm not willing to pay $70 for every game. But this is probably not a game I'm not going to spend $70 on. And same with Infinite Wealth. Even though that's worth $70 and I would still buy it for $70, I just want to save some money in games because why not? Why do we have to pay full price for every game? You know? So I'll hold off on this game. I'll watch other people play this game and then I'll go, I'll bite my nails like I'm doing on the video here. I'll go, oh no, that looks too cool. Oh, I'm going to hit the buy button. I got to hold myself. Bad, Mr. Mike. Don't buy another game. Because you bought too many games already, which I will be talking about in a little bit because I bought more games. I don't know when I'm ever going to play them, but they were cheap. When games are super cheap, you just got to buy them. But yes, I'll hold off. I know I'm kind of sad about it, but I'm holding off. I'm sure it's going to be worth it when eventually when I get it and I play it, but you know, it's you gotta make some limitations. You gotta limit yourself. And it'll be fun when I play it later on too. It's not like I'm playing with other people. It's not like a massive multiplayer online game or something. If it was something that was all online or whatnot, sure, I would probably have to pick it up and play it right away, but it's not. Single player experiences, you can play them whenever you feel like it, buddy. You don't have to go with the crowd. So let's see here. Before we get into me talking about the whole Rockstar GTA 6 upcoming trailer that's coming up this December, which I have my feelings that it's going to be dropping at a certain Game Awards show. Because, come on, where else is this going to drop? And why wouldn't they not do that? Why? I'm sure Jeff Keighley's got some ins with Rockstar and stuff, so why wouldn't they drop it? And plus, they haven't made a release date for the trailer or anything. So we'll talk about that a little bit. But I want to talk about some of the games that I purchased. Because, you know me, folks, when there's games on sale, if I'm going to play them or not right away or not, if they're cheap and on sale, I got to purchase them. And I'm stupid like that. And Steam, they have their sales. And it was, the 25th anniversary of Half-Life, of the Half-Life game, the original Half-Life game. And I missed the whole thing because there was nothing. I didn't see any reports of it, especially of the day. Usually I see a thing that says, hey, this game is free on Steam or something. Pick it up now. I didn't hear about this stuff until after it happened. But that's okay. But Valve was celebrating their 25th anniversary of Half-Life, which I guess on that anniversary, they put out a video. They put out a documentary of the first Half-Life, which is really good. You can watch it on YouTube on the official Valve channel. They got that. That's pretty good. And they had made Half-Life. They updated it. They updated it for PCs so it plays better on your PC and everything like that. They updated it through the Steam store and stuff, and they made it free for a limited time, but it must have been a real limited time. I don't know why they just didn't make it for the month or the rest of the month or something, or the week or something, unless if I just missed it. I don't know how I missed it, but they had it for free. I missed it, but when I heard about it, And I heard about it was still cheap on Steam. Like they made it for like originally they said it was 99 cents, but I noticed it was cheaper. It was only 59 cents. But I also noticed on Steam, because I'm stupid and I fall for it, they had the Half-Life Complete bundle on sale. So from originally being like what was it? Like I forgot what they said it was originally, like 60 something dollars or something weird. The Steam or the Half-Life Complete bundle, which you get Team Fortress Classic, Half-Life Opposing Force, Half-Life Blue Shift, Half-Life 2, Half-Life 1 Source, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, and Episode 2, all for $4.30. Or it's $4, but because I live in New York State, I've got to pay that 35-cent tax to the big guys at New York State. So it cost me $4.30 basically, $4.29 or $4.30. And for all that game, and that most of it I will not play because I played Half-Life 2. I beat Episode 1 and 2. I might play Half-Life 1 Source and stuff. I might play Team Fortress Classic. And I'll definitely try to play the original Half-Life. But yeah, you get all this Half-Life stuff for like under $5. So I had to buy it. And because you don't have to install it, you just have it in your Steam library, who cares? It's there for forever as long as Valve and Steam last. And yeah, if I just wanted to purchase Half-Life by itself, it would have only been 59 cents. It would have been like a small 59 cents. Like Team Fortress Classic is 41 cents. Half-Life Opposing Force is 41 cents. Like I said, it was 59 cents for Half-Life. Half-Life Blue Shift, it was 41 cents. Half-Life 2 was 59 cents, which is weird. Half-Life 1 Source is 59 cents. Episode 1 and 2 were 47 cents. But yeah, I think that's a good deal. And I think it's still ongoing. When you're hearing this podcast right now, or watching it here on Monday at least, check it out. Check out your Steam store and see if you want to repurchase Half-Life or the Team Fortress, all that Half-Life stuff. If you could get the bundle for $4.30 still, go for it. It's a cheap deal, and if you don't feel like installing some stuff, don't install it. But you own it. I'm glad I own it because I do like Half-Life. I think the Half-Life games are very fun. Especially when I used to play them on Xbox, and I never played the original Half-Life before or Team Fortress Classic, so definitely going to try those out. So, yeah. I had to buy them, folks. They were cheap. They were cheap, and I'm weak. Also, what I purchased, which was, I guess, a Black Friday deal. I'm not going to guarantee that. It might have been like just a sale deal or something, and I've been trying to find this, but Amazon doesn't sell it no more for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if it's an Embracer thing or whatnot, but I was trying to get and purchase at a cheaper rate, and I was going to try to get it on Black Friday, but because it was only on PlayStation, they were offering only the PlayStation version of it, and the Xbox version was not to be found. I was trying to get Dead Island 2, which basically it's the Day 1 edition, even though why would it still be called the Day 1 edition if it hasn't been Day 1 for a while? But it was the Day 1 edition of Dead Island 2 and the standard version, mind you. And I was trying to wait for it to go on sale, and I was trying to wait for something around $30-ish or less instead of paying $60 or $70 for it. And when I was coming to get it on Amazon, they sold out of the Xbox Series X version of the game. But yet, the PlayStation version of the game is still fully active, and they're still selling them. So I couldn't get that deal on that version of Dead Island 2, but I still want to play it because I seen people play it, and it looked fun, but I was like, I wanted it as cheap fun. So I was browsing the internet. I said, why don't I check out Best Buy? Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. And I found it on Best Buy online. Now, I couldn't go pick it up in my local Best Buy stores because, of course, they're always out of it. And when I put it in my cart, it wasn't accepting it at first because I was originally trying to do it on my app on the phone. And it was like, oh, this game's in your cart. Oh, no, something went wrong. You can't purchase this game. And I'm like, well, is it available to purchase or not? Best Buy. I don't know. And then come to find out, because then I went home and I tried it on my desktop, on the internet, on my desktop, on the, through the browser. I was like, oh, it's got to be because they don't offer the bonus steel case booklet thing anymore. I can understand it. So why are they offering it? Because they're like, oh, get the steel bookcase with the... And I'm like, I don't really care about it. I would love to have it, but I don't really care about the steel case for Dead Island 2. And I deleted that because it wasn't showing up on my phone app for some reason. So I deleted the steel bookcase for Dead Island 2. And then it's like, okay, you can purchase this. And you could save $25 off of the purchase. So it was like $50 or something dollars, whatever it was. And I got it down to like, what, $34? I should look this. Actually, I don't have to look it up here, Mr. Mike. I can look it up on my phone because I purchased it on my phone. So why don't I look it up on my phone? So give me a second here, folks. Let me go to my purchases. Let me go to the Best Buy. So it was originally $59.99. They had it on sale at Best Buy for $25 off, so $34.99. And shipping was free because I couldn't get it at the store, so I only had to pay the $3.06 tax. So I got it for $38.05 for this for Dead Island 2 Day 1 Edition for Xbox One and Series X. It should be coming next week sometime. I don't really care because I don't think I'll be playing this right away. But I was really excited that I was able to get it because I wanted to try it out. I saw it was pretty interesting. I do like Dead Rising. I do like the Dead Rising games. I know this isn't Dead Rising, but it has that Dead Rising-ish kind of a feel to it. And I'm like, well, if I'm never going to see a new Dead Rising game for a while, and I'm talking about the ones that I like, the 3, Dead Rising 3. I do like Dead Rising 1 and 2, but they're so restrictive. I loved Dead Rising 3 because it was a lot less restrictive on me wanting to go around and busting zombie heads and stuff like that and doing tons of crazy stuff. That's what I loved about Dead Rising 3 when it first came out on the Xbox One and stuff like that. And this has that sort of Dead Rising feel, even though it's not Dead Rising. I can understand that, and not everything is Dead Rising in the game, but it has that feel and that look to it. And I'm like, I want to play this Dead Island 2 because I never played Dead Island, even though it is on sale right now. But I want to play Dead Island 2 because I hear the first Dead Island, it's a little wanky or janky or something. And I'm like, I'll just go with Dead Island 2 because I seen them play a lot of that and people play a lot of that. And I liked what I saw. So I purchased it, $38. It's at that average price that I wanted to purchase it at. And my physical copy should be coming sometime, like I said, next week to my door. Like I said, I'm not going to play it right away. It's just something to put in my ever-growing back catalog of games because I'm crazy like that. But, yeah, it was a good deal. $25 off of that. Why not? Why not? You go get what you can get, and the fact that Best Buy don't really have any deals. Nobody had any real big gaming deals, at least that I would see, that I've seen, at least that I would have wanted. But the Black Friday deals for video games and stuff was just nonchalant for me. It was non-existent. Not to mention the fact that I own most of the games anyways that I wanted anyways. So because I can't help myself and I got to buy stuff a lot of the times. But yeah, there was really no real big sales, especially for Xboxes. You'd think Microsoft would want to push more Xboxes and stuff. I don't think they really care because they're more so publishing and Game Pass now, but they still do support their Xboxes a lot. But I think they're more into the publishing thing because they're like, hey, we can just have this on PC. There's plenty of PCs. There's these portable PC gaming PCs now, like the ROG Ally and the Lenovo Legions and stuff like that, and all the other stuff, and the Steam Decks and stuff of the world, and other platforms, streaming platforms. So they're not too worried about the Xbox right now because they know they're in last place and all that. So They're more so like, oh, why don't we focus more on Game Pass and stuff? So, yeah, there you go on that. But not too many deals. A lot of deals in the Xbox store as well. I looked through a handful of them, but I'm like, I got it, played it, beat it, got it, played it, beat it. I just go through that whole sale list of everything. I didn't check Steam sales because I usually limit myself on the Steam game purchases. I buy those weird outlier games that I can't get on Xbox or PC Game Pass and stuff on Steam, but mostly, like the PlayStation games like Spider-Man and stuff like that. But Steam didn't really have any big deals. They had some sales on Spider-Man Remastered, but it was still like $40. And I'm like, no. You're on Spider-Man 2 right now, or Spider-Man 3 technically, but they don't count Miles Morales as Spider-Man 2. That's just one Spider-Man 1.5 to them. So they got Spider-Man 2 out now. They had Miles Morales, and you got Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man game, and you would think they would drop that price in Steam to like $25 or something, or $20 or something for the original Spider-Man or Spider-Man Remaster or whatever they call it on Steam. But no, it was still like $40-something. Also, they had some minor little sales on like the Ratchet and Clank game that came out to PC, the recent Ratchet and Clank game on PC. I want to wait for that to be cheaper, and a bunch of other games that I'm like, I don't need to get them right away. I'm sure there'll be some really big Steam sales down the road where they'll knock off a lot of the price down the road. We'll just got to wait a little bit. And, but I've been looking around. I've been looking all over the place for different Xbox games, different PC games, and I'm just like, nothing really big. Gaming hardware. I got controllers. I got this. I got rechargeable batteries. When you're a person that has everything, you don't really look at Black Fridays as they're to me now. And if I really do need something, like I'm Black Friday on Amazon. I know this ain't gaming related, but I bought some headlight flashlights where you strap them to your head. They're the little strap-ons where you can put it on your head, and you got the little flashlight because I needed something for when I'm doing something at night or something, or if I'm snow blowing at night or something, I want that extra light. I'll have that. So that's cool. The flashlight helmet, they had a 2-pack for like, what was it, $15 or something on Amazon? They had like a 2-pack, and they're rechargeable, USB-C rechargeable ones. And I'm like, no batteries needed? Okay. Because I have one somewhere, but that you need batteries for, and that one was always broken. I think it broke. The strap broke on it or something for some weird reason, and I'm like, And it was heavy and bulky, and I'm like, maybe I'll use it as a flashlight or something down the road. But, these new ones, 2 for $15. I'm like, okay. That was the only Black Friday sale I ever bought yesterday on Black Friday. So otherwise, hey, let me know, folks. Let me know if you guys found some great gaming deals or whatnot from Black Friday or whatnot. I'd like to know. I would like to know for you, either if you're on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, or all of the above. Let me know. Found some controllers, Switch. I forgot Nintendo. I'm sure they had some deals too, but even Nintendo don't really bring out the big deals unless the games are really, really old or something. And I own all the Switch games that I want to own right now, so I'm good. So, let me know, folks. Let me know if there's any big gaming deals that I might have missed, or if you were interested in or whatnot, because I don't know. And you can always let me know about all that stuff if you can email me at oldfreakygamer@gmail.com if you want to tell me whatever. Or you can go on to youtube.com/oldfreakygamer. And when you go under this podcast, you can leave a comment in the comment section, because I leave the comments open only for these podcasts, because I like to hear feedback and I like to read what people have to say about stuff. So, leave a comment, question, answer to something I might have been asking a question about, or like I said, tell me about your Black Friday on gaming deals and stuff. I'd like to know. So let's talk about Rockstar and GTA 6, shall we? Of course, we all know that GTA 6 in the trailer is supposed to be coming out sometime in December. My theory, my very, very strong theory is it's going to be at the Game Awards show. The Keighley Game Awards show, which is happening on not a Friday, but a Thursday night. And this is what bothers me. And Jeff Keighley, if you listen to this, or anybody that works for Jeff Keighley, why do you have this gaming event on a Thursday? Why don't you do this on a Friday? A Friday night would be perfect, or a Friday in general. Doesn't matter if it's afternoon or Friday night. People usually work on Fridays, and depending on when this Game Awards show starts, it usually starts at like 8 p.m. or something. If I got to work in the morning at 5 a.m. or something, or somebody else has got to work the next day, how do you expect people to watch your stream of the Game Awards when people are got to work the next day? I don't understand why they put these Game Awards shows out on Thursdays. Do it on a Friday. I think they used to do it on Sundays too, back when they used to put it on air as well. And I'm like, why? Why do you do it on the days of the week where people are ready to go to bed and they got to get up for work and stuff? People are working. Game people are working. You want me to watch your award show? You want people like me to watch your award show? Put it on a Friday night, because we're not working on the weekend, at least most of us. I don't understand that. It makes completely no sense to me. It's like when they release movies and video games, they always like to do Thursday nights or Tuesday or something like that for games and movies and stuff. And I'm like, I know what you're trying to do, but if you put it out on a Friday, aka Friday night for this stuff, I think more people would be willing to watch or go to see or do whatever. I know people want to pad their numbers, but more people would probably be willing to go on Friday nights to see stuff and all that. And for the Game Awards show, what's in it for you to do it on a Thursday night? Why do you got to do it? I don't understand. What was the whole thought? And if there's ever like a thing where he wants to know, and I'm going to try to watch the Game Awards on Thursday night. I hope I can watch them all, but if it's going to go too late, then I'm probably going to stop watching and I'll have to miss stuff at the end. Not that I want to watch the whole Game Awards show, but like I said, if it was on a Friday night, I would watch the whole Game Awards show, because then I'd be like, hey, it's on a Friday night. Sure, I stream on Friday nights, but I think I would pause a stream or something, or I'd have an exception to have one Friday night off of streaming just to watch the Game Awards show. But I don't understand why they do that. And like I said, if Keighley has a thing where you can report back somehow, like give feedback to how we're doing on the Game Awards or what you think we should do for the Game Awards, I'm going to put in my feedback saying, hey, put the Game Awards show on a Friday night or a Saturday night. Don't do it on a work week night or a Sunday night where we got to work on Monday. Put it on a Friday night or a Saturday night, please. Because if I was doing an award show, I would definitely be doing it on a Friday night or Saturday night. That's just me, because more people would likely be home on those days. I don't know. That's a little rip from me. I don't know. That bothers me when they put the Game Awards show on a Thursday. Anywho, I am betting that Grand Theft Auto trailer, which I'm sure most are thinking as well. If you listen to other podcasts, I heard some people say the same thing. But I had the thought, okay, they said that they're going to drop a GTA 6 trailer in December sometime. I'm thinking, well, if you're going to do it sometime and you don't have a date, and the Game Awards is going to be in that window of that December, I'm pretty sure Jeff Keighley and Rockstar made a deal or something, and that they're going to do it at the Game Awards show. Because why not? If you're not announcing a date, because otherwise I'm sure they would put a date. Oh, we're going to have it on the 16th of December or something. I'm sure they would have. But because there's the Game Awards, I'm pretty damn sure that's going to be shown at the Game Awards. I would be really, really stunned if they didn't show it at the Game Awards and they put it off farther sooner than the Game Awards. Because I'd be like, so why not announce a date, Rockstar? But it is Rockstar. It is Take-Two. It is Rockstar Games. They are weird when they do that stuff, but I think it's going to be at the Game Awards show. And they're not going to announce it because they want people to think. But I'm sure a lot of people are thinking correctly like I am and everybody else is that the Game Awards is the place to show the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. And I bet you they're going to show it at the very fucking end of the show, too. They're not going to show it at the beginning because if they did, then people would just watch that and then they'd be like, okay, done with the Game Awards, bye. Because people like me, but I could be wrong on that. You never know. They might make it the first thing to show at the Game Awards, and then Keighley could say, "Well, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we look at that big announcement right off the bat of the beginning of the Game Awards show. Woo! Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out, blah blah blah, or whatever." Or else they're going to wait till the very end because then they can keep people watching the Game Awards show until the very end. Which I'm saying was if you did it on Friday, I would watch it no matter what. Because I'm sure there's some announcements for games and stuff going to be in there. Makes me so mad. Anyways, a lot of talks, a lot of rumors, a lot of stuff going on around Grand Theft Auto 6, a whole bunch of other stuff. Their website. People are talking about the website has undergone some notable redesigns and stuff like that because, they're going to be dropping the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer and they want to make a page for Grand Theft Auto 6 and all that. And they're also doing a lot of other stuff here. They're just putting in a lot of putting in a lot of new stuff. They even canceling or they're getting rid of the social club branding. I have GTA 6, the GTA 6 reveal. So basically, the social club, I never really used it too much. I used it a little bit. I think I used it because I was doing some modding, and I guess the social club helped me do some modding. And I guess I got some extra shark points or something. I forgot why I did the social club for. There was some extra stuff you could do using the social club in Grand Theft Auto 5 for online and stuff in the game. And they're sunsetting the social club, and they're launching a new platform, aka new social club type. So basically, they're going to redo the social club, which they should because, I don't know. I don't even know. I think I still have a password for it or something, but I don't think I'd ever use it. But they're changing that. That was always a GTA 5 thing. I think it was in conjunction with the app, too. They used to have the GTA 5 app. I don't know if that still works or not. I doubt it. But that was always interesting. I used the app a few times, but they're making a lot of changes. They're doing a lot of background things behind the scenes to get ready for this whole Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer drop, which I'm very, very interested in seeing and excited for. And, of course, a lot of rumors and a lot of, because of earlier leaks and stuff, talking about stuff like, about the female protagonist, Lucia. A lot of names, a lot of Lucia names out there. But they're talking about the new female protagonist in Grand Theft Auto 6 might have a child. And even though this is all information that it's rumorville and stuff, that they're probably going to start off something with her early life and her having a child early on life and blah, blah, blah. And she's just trying to be a protective mother now or something. And she's trying to provide for her child or whatnot. And she's a bad person, Bonnie and Clyde they're talking about because you have the female and the male guy, which I forgot his name. I know they addressed his name, I guess. So they're mostly talking about Lucia and her child, and they're talking about that she'll abandon her child because, she's a bad person and she wants her child to be good. I guess, or she was trying to do a job and she had to leave the child behind, or stuff like that, and she gets arrested. There's a lot of rumors going on about that. I don't know if the dude is her boyfriend or something, or just a friend or a guy she's working with, or she meets in jail to go out on the story with. But the whole thing about having a female like lead character in a Grand Theft Auto game is going to be pretty interesting. Very interesting indeed, because they never really did that at all. It was always male protagonists in Grand Theft Auto games. They never really put in a female lead character. I know you got your Ubisoft games. They put in, lead female character. You got Lara Croft. You got Cassandra in Ubisoft. Too many games I'm talking about at once. In the Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And then you got, Lara Croft, always been the main titular character of the Tomb Raider series. But Grand Theft Auto, you would always think that they would have like a female lead character. But I think they never did that because it would be so racy. Because they're always like, well, then you're going to take your female lead character and strip her clothes off. Or you're going to have her have sex with many partners. Or blah, blah, blah. Things that males would think about and that type of thing. That's what I would think of what they were trying to hold back on having a female lead protagonist or whatever. I don't know. Lots of things, because we live in a society that you gotta dumb things down a little bit for a lot of people, because a lot of people take to offense to a lot of things nowadays, and even before, and the way that America thinks about religion, sex, and all that stuff is a bit different than the rest of the world. Like in Japan, if you had a girl doing some hentai sex shit, they wouldn't give two shits about it. She could be on drugs, fucking every guy, and they wouldn't care. They wouldn't give two shits about it. But us in America, it's a bit different. So, Rockstar with their Grand Theft Auto games, they're very hardcore. They always usually keep children out of them as much as they can, even in the Red Dead games. You had kids sort of in them, but they kept them out of the spotlight as much, and they didn't want them to get hurt or anything. And then, the female characters, same with them. And it's like, well, hopefully Lucia is your main playable character, or you could choose her as a main playable character, because that's what I would like. I would like something a bit different than just playing as a dude always in the Grand Theft Auto. And who says a woman can't be a badass woman that can kick and shoot, kill people, and drive over them, and have male hookers or something, or female hooker, and she does them upright or something. Who knows? Finger bang bang. I don't know. And I wouldn't care, and add a little bit more spice to it. Yeah, the whole kid thing, that would make some sense. And maybe she's trying to get back into the kid's life, or try to get the kid to be proud of her or something, but she gets back into the life of crime to do stuff. I don't know. I can think of a lot of stuff they can do with that and the whole thing. And it's supposed to be bigger, like a bigger area, of course. Rockstar, they always wanted to make bigger areas for their open world games. And of course, there's going to be maybe a new GTA Online 2 or something. I already spoke about my thoughts on a new GTA Online and my past podcast shows. And I also talked about how, they said Vice City, but I also heard that this could expand to other regions down the road. Like, this is a live game where it can eventually expand in expansions to new parts of the world. Like, you could go to Liberty City, or you could go to this and that. I wonder if they're going to do that in this, if that's something for the future of the franchise, or if they're just going to stick with one area. I don't know. I could see a lot of stuff happening with this next GTA game. There's a lot of stuff in my head that I think that they should do, or they could do. And there's a lot of stuff that I know that maybe they will do, or maybe they won't do. I got that brain where I'm like, they could do all this stuff for a Grand Theft Auto game, make it really cool. And then there's stuff that they're probably not going to ever do, or they tried to do and it's not. This game's been in development for a very long time. And I hear it's cost a lot of money. And I also hear that Take-Two, a stupid CEO of Take-Two and stuff, that jackass, I have to say, he's like, oh, we got to try to milk this new GTA for all it's worth. I've been hearing stuff about, will this GTA 6 cost more than any other game out there? Will it be more than $70 and stuff? And I'm like, I think there would be riots in the streets from gamers and people saying if you wanted to charge like $90 to $100 for the next Grand Theft Auto game or something, I could see people going, I'm not paying that much for your game. Sorry, no matter how much money you put into it. Sorry. I can see that. I can definitely see that, but I don't know. I know everything's going to look really good. I hope it plays really good and it doesn't come out really janky. I think it's going to be coming out in the summer, fall of next year. I don't think it's going to be coming out sooner than that. A lot of people say, well, maybe it'll come out in the spring. And I'm like, I think it'll come out in the summer or, next September or October or something. That's what I think. I think September or October of next 2024, next year. I doubt that they're going to bring this game out earlier than that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but the track record of Rockstar in their Grand Theft Auto games and any game, they like to tease you a lot. They like to spoon feed you like trailers and stuff like that over time. And they like to stretch out the outing period of the game. And then when it comes out, they're like, hey, you're going to buy it no matter what. So here we go. We're going to drip feed you and make you go like you're on crack or something. And you need that extra thing of crack of the game. I can see them pushing it till like September or October of 2024. That's my 2 cents. There's no evidence that supports it. We will find out maybe in the trailer, maybe not. Maybe they'll say, hey, release date announcement coming soon after this trailer. We'll announce the date at a later time or something. That could happen. Maybe they just want to show off the characters in the brief of the game, or they're just going to announce, hey, this is GTA 6. It's happening here. We'll talk about the characters at another trailer. Like they did with GTA 5 when they were spoon feeding us the trailers. So we'll just have to wait and see. But like I said, if Lucia is the character and that's her name, and she's gonna be one of the lead female protagonists out of the two, and you can go between them and stuff, I'll be happy. I'll like to see that. I'll play as a female and beat up other dudes and people, and yeah, why not? She could be the female Trevor of the game. Maybe she's a psychopath. Big psychopath. We don't know. We'll find out. But, I'm interested. That's why I'm going to probably have to watch the Game Awards, because I know this trailer's probably going to drop sometime in that. And sadly but surely, if I have to stay up to watch it, I will force myself to watch it. Even if I'm watching it in bed. I can just watch it on my tablet or something because it's going to be streamed online. So I could just watch it in bed. And then when they're done, or the trailer pops up and it's done and over with, I could just go turn it off and go to bed after and get less sleep for work the next day. But, I'm willing to do that. When is that? December? Not December 9th. When's the Game Awards show? I always forget because, you know what? I just really don't care. The Game Awards date. December 7th. So isn't that next? That's not next week, but the following week on Thursday. What is the time? I'm going to their website, so excuse me if there's sound or something coming from this. Watch. Where can you watch? It's going to be 7:30 p.m. in New York. So this starts at 7:30 p.m., which sucks. You can watch it on YouTube, Twitch, X, Facebook Live, YouTube 4K streaming. There you go. IGN stream or Steam. Even Steam? Okay. GameSpot, TikTok, IGN, GameSpot, TikTok Live, Kick, Instagram Live. You know, anybody that streams, it's going to be on. I'll watch it on YouTube probably. That's probably the best bet. They're going to have the most bandwidth because Twitch never has the best bandwidth. And YouTube's usually better with the streams, so I'd probably be watching on YouTube. I know there's going to be other people like, you know, I'm sure the people over at GameStop over at Giant Bomb. Well, I don't know why I keep saying GameStop. At Giant Bomb, I'm sure they're going to do a live watch and talk of the show. Jeff Gersman, I think, said he might do something. He might stream from his house because he isn't going because of his newborn child. He's going to stay home and watch the Game Awards, and he says he might do a stream and talk with that, so that might happen. But, yeah, so December 7th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which sucks because that's very late. That's when the Game Awards show is going to start. And that's in 2 weeks. That's in 2 weeks, folks. Or less than 2 weeks, because if you're watching this and listening to this, that's the first. So it's going to be the first. So we're next week when you're watching and listening to this. So yeah, but I got to watch it. I think I got to watch it just for the Grand. I'm only really interested in seeing if that Grand Theft Auto trailer is going to drop, which I'm like 98% sure it will drop at the Game Awards. Because like I said, if they're not announcing an announcement date for the trailer, I am sure it's going to drop at the Game Awards at that time. And maybe there'll be some other interesting drops at the Game Awards too. So I'll make it an evening of it. What else? Oh, and I hope we're going to see somebody jumping up on stage. Somebody's going to interrupt. They did it at every event that Jeff Keighley has been doing live shows of live Game Awards or this or that. You're going to see some dumbass jumping up on stage trying to interrupt him. And I'm waiting for him to just freak out one day and just smack somebody with the microphone and say, "Get off my stage, boy." I can see that because it happens all the time to him. That's a thing that's been going on now. Jump up on the stage and interrupt Jeff Keighley as he's trying to do his presentation, and he gets all upset about it. I know it's disrespectful of it, the people doing it, but you know what? That's the society we unfortunately live in now. Unless if he's going to have a barricade or a big team of security out there, you know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. Okay, folks, we're getting closer to the, not the end of the show, but the end of the show. And we got some games news to talk about. So enough about me talking about my theories and stuff. Like I said, if you got some theories and stuff and you got some comments, maybe about the Game Awards show or Grand Theft Auto or anything I talked about in this podcast or beyond for gaming, let me know in the comments section at YouTube, at youtube.com/OldFreakyGamer for this episode of GamezAttack podcast, episode 17, Thirsty for a Dragon. Then I know it's, the comments are for the latest and recent podcast. And hey, if you don't want to post on there and you want to send me a little email, send me an email to oldfreakygamer@gmail.com. That's oldfreakygamer@gmail.com. I don't know if you can see my shirt very well. And I read the emails, and then you can just ask me the questions or tell me what you think. I'd like to know, folks. Then we could talk about it in the next podcast, weeks after. So why don't we get into the games news? That is the games news of the show, and that is now.
The games news from the past week.
That's a good game.
I had to add that. Why not? Add as much as I can because it's a drop. Excuse me for drinking my water. Just wanted to make sure my throat was clear for all the games news that we're going to talk about, which I had to cut a lot of gaming news because a lot of it was just I was thinking it would be good games news, and or no, I just technically when I do the games news, when I'm reading on the internet and I'm reading news stories from various outlets and stuff, and getting information from other places and stuff, I like to just clip them all and keep them all and keep them for myself, and then I go through them before the show and I go, okay, what would people really like to listen to or hear or get news on, and then the rest I just toss out. And I had a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, do people really care about the PlayStation Portal? Toss that story out. Toss this story out. And I just left in the stuff that I found very interesting or funny or something that I could talk about in a way that people might be interested in. And I try to get news from all various outlooks. It doesn't matter if it's an Xbox story or a PlayStation story or a PC story or a Valve story or whatever, which I got a little bit of everything. Anything that's gaming related or interesting, I put in there. Now, I did have a story about AI, but everybody's been talking about stupid AI and gaming and stuff from every podcast I've been listening to. I'm like, I'm not going to be one of those people and talk about stupid AI. Because like I said, AI is still way in its infancy, and it's still what I consider dirty AI, and I don't care anything about it. And until AI gets better, if it ever does, it's not something I really care about talking about for the games industry right now. Maybe later, but as of right now, it's not something I care about. So that is my little notion on AI, because until we get HAL 9000 or something, or Skynet, I don't really care. I'm sorry. It doesn't. I know AI does some interesting things and stuff, but it's all numbers and binary. It's all code that can process and create stuff that that normally people don't create, because it just mashes up stuff and it's like, here you go. Blah. So that's my theory. That's my thoughts on it. Not theory, but thoughts on AI. So Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, a lot of people have been talking about this. Apparently, people have been hearing stories about, it's been killed. It's dead. It's a dead game. Or because Sony hasn't renewed the audio license, but they want the game dead because they don't want to put more money or something into it. And because this game is being made by, who's it made by? It's made by Saber Interactive, and it's developed under Saber Interactive, and basically they're under the Embracer Group, and they've been having trouble working on the game, probably due to the Embracer Group running out of money and people losing jobs and stuff. And yes, and it's an old, hard game to remake. And I hear it's a really good game. I don't think I ever played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I never had a PC good enough to play it. And then I think did it come out on a PlayStation? I think it did, but I don't think I ever bought it for that. But I hear it's a good, decent game. But they also recently delayed Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Aspire was the people making it. Okay, so basically, Saber Interactive was to take over the following significant trouble at the original developer Aspire, which was originally making it. Okay, this is weird. So a lot of people are making it, but Saber Interactive says they're working on it, on this remake, and they're still working on it, probably very slowly but surely. But who knows if Sony wants to distance themselves from the game or whatnot, and if it doesn't, they can't get the money from them to continue making it, because Sony only wants to spend so much on a remake or a game or something. So if it's something that they're not passionate about, maybe they won't make it. So, but it still says from sources, from Jason Schreier, which he's in the games industry, he says that talking to some people that he knows, some friends that work at Saber Interactive, they said they're still working on it. So they're still working on it. And if Sony just wants to drop it, or they don't want to pay for it to get it finished, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of gamers out there, especially Xbox gamers, because this game came out. Okay, this is why I never played it, because it came out on Xbox, not PlayStation. Title: Star Wars Knights of the Republic. I'm looking at it now. System: original Xbox. Also available for the Switch eShop, and that's because they just dropped the original source code into that, so it's not a remake. It's all the same crap, and I heard it was broken too. So came out July 15th, 2003 for the original Xbox. Okay, so this wasn't on PlayStation. This was on Xbox originally. Okay, so Sony wanted to put it on the PlayStation, the remake. Okay, because it was originally a BioWare game. So also basically it was a LucasArts BioWare game. And so now if Sony doesn't want to do it really, or if they don't have the cojones, or they just don't want to put extra money into it, a lot of Xbox fans out there, Xbox fans, Microsoft fans, are calling on Microsoft to pick up the troubled Star Wars KOTOR remake, because it was originally came on the original Xbox. It was a game for the original Xbox to start off with, so why not put it back on? And I'm sure Phil Spencer and Microsoft are behind the scenes, are listening to people like that, and they're thinking, yeah, how do we get this? Maybe if we threw some money their way, maybe we can get this made for the Xbox Series X and stuff, and the PC and whatnot. Why not? Why not throw extra money on it? They can remake it, and then it could be an Xbox title still, and PC for Xbox on PC. And they'll have achievements and stuff. I can see that. But a lot of people said that people want it. A lot of fans want it. Like I said, I guess it's a good game. I've seen little bits and pieces of it. I don't know for sure, but if people are saying that it's good, maybe they should put it on. Microsoft's got the cash. It's not like they're buying the company. Even though you never know, down the road, you never know, Microsoft might say, hey, Embracer Group, we're going to embrace you, and we're going to take over all your little companies and you, because we can afford your debt. We can pay off that debt and take on all these other companies that you own. That would mean they would own everything all the way to to Tomb Raider. I don't know if they would own Tomb Raider, because doesn't Amazon now own Tomb Raider? The licensing stuff is really weird. But they would own everything. They would own Crystal Dynamics. They would own the dead stuff I'm saying Dead Space, Dead Island stuff. They would own tons of stuff if they did that. I know they just bought Activision Blizzard and stuff, and that was a big pain of hurt for them. But if they keep their calm and they let things go by, and then we get the new regime in the White House, and everything else changes, and the FTC changes in the chair, and the FTC leadership goes away, and they got a new person. You never know. They might try that shit again, and they might go, hey, Embracer Group, this is Microsoft talking. We got money. Let us buy you guys out. Let us buy you out. We'll pay all the debt. All these companies can keep making games, and they can make them for us, for the Xbox. I can see that happening. I can't see Sony doing that. I don't think Amazon would do that. Google definitely won't do that. Disney, they would fuck it up even worse. I don't see anybody else ever doing that, and I would hate to see more of these publishers and people getting laid off or shut down because Embracer just fucking sucks. I'm sorry to say. I was on board with Embracer when it was THQ Nordic. I'm like, oh, awesome. This, what was it, Scandinavian, Swedish people. They wanted to do something cool. They wanted to bring back THQ again. They wanted to call it THQ Nordic. They wanted to embrace all these other companies, so they changed their names to the Embracer and an Embracer Group, because they wanted to embrace all these companies and get all these companies together under their roof to make lots of games and stuff. And then they just fucked it all up because they didn't get the right funding and finance, and they didn't know how to use their money wisely, and they just really didn't plan ahead, and they're just really bad at doing stuff. So now everything's failing. Studios are closing. People are getting shit canned over there. just because they fucked up with financially because they were expecting the Saudis to keep paying for them, and it's like, ugh, never go with that. Never go with that. They could have made a deal with Microsoft maybe if they or something not Sony, because I don't think Sony would have the money. I know Sony has a lot of money, but I don't think they have that kind of money where they could just throw $1 billion or so over to Embracer to add more, stuff to make games. But Microsoft could surely do that, especially if they can make it sweet deals with Microsoft. I'm sure Microsoft is looking at them. I'm sure Spencer and them are looking at Embracer Group and saying, you might be next. We're still trying to push hard on Sega, because people are still saying Sega like me. I would love if Microsoft bought Sega. I'd be like, Persona, and and Yakuza games over on the Xbox. Sorry, Sony, PlayStation fanboys and people, but I'm on Team Xbox over here. So, and PC, it would be on PC too, so you could play if you're a PC fan. But Sony ain't trying hard enough to get you guys to stick on their platform, even though they're still selling more PlayStations than Xboxes, which I still don't understand because there's not that many games that I would play on a PlayStation. I'm sorry to say, compared to an Xbox or a PC, it's like, I don't know. It's just me, though. But still, Microsoft embracing the Embracer someday in the future, a couple years from now, it seems feasible because Microsoft says they're still not going to be done acquiring companies. They still want to acquire more down the road, even though it's going to be a lot trickier. But yeah, I think having a game like KOTOR, the KOTOR remake coming to Xbox or something would be a good thing. I'm fully in line with that, especially if Microsoft can get them to also do KOTOR for the Xbox for PC, so they can have KOTOR for Xbox and PC, and they'll put it on Game Pass or whatever, and you can have, play it on PC or Xbox or whatnot. And I don't know. I would definitely like to play Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That, like I said, that seemed like a good game. Seemed like a good RPG. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'd hate for something that people say is a good game to go away and die. I don't like things that are good go away and die. Like the Mercenaries games back in the day? I loved the Mercenaries games. Those were THQ games. They never risen again. I think Mercenaries 2, Worlds of Destruction, I think that's what it was called, was the last one. I think they did another weird one or something, but the Mercenaries games, I liked them. They were interesting back in the day. Back when I played them on PlayStation. Those were PlayStation games that I played. So, Sega, talking about Sega and Sega properties a little bit here. Persona and Yakuza, Sega says, could be adapted into movies because why not jump on the movie bandwagon? Not that everybody's doing well with it. Only Nintendo's been doing so pretty good for themselves for one movie so far, the Super Mario Brothers movie. But otherwise, there's not been too many, a lot of people didn't care for many of the video game movies out there. They got the Resident Evil movies based on the video game series, but those went off the train. But a Persona movie or a Yakuza movie, I always said when I played those games, I'm like, these could be movies. These could be really good movies. I would love a good Yakuza movie. If you got it done right, and you got the Kiryus and all that done right, that would be good. I'd even just watch it with subtitles. If you did it in Japanese and they all talked in Japanese and it was just subtitles, that Yakuza movie could work if you can make it really good. Or you can make it an animated Yakuza movie. You don't even have to make a live action. Make them animated. Make the Persona and the Yakuza movies just adult live action movies. Make them, rated R movies that are, because they're rated R games technically. They're all very M for mature games. Why not stick them into, don't make them PG-13, make them rated R. And then you could do the cool Yakuza stuff and the Persona stuff, and they're animated. Because look at the gameplay videos that come out of the Yakuza games. Watching the games, it's like watching a movie as it is. And the Persona, the same way that they do with the stuff. And they did an anime series of Persona. The Persona anime is pretty damn good, so why not? I don't know. They're thinking about it. Now, will they do it? I don't know, because you got that Borderlands movie that's been a no-call, no-show. People have been always talking about that BioShock movie that nothing's been happening with, but people say it's still somewhat in the works. I don't know where or how that is. People want a Gears movie. I know I would love a Gears of War movie, but will that ever come to be? I don't know. Microsoft hasn't been too good with their IPs lately, even though a couple of them could be good movies, but they kind of failed on the whole Halo series and stuff again. But I'd like to see a Gears movie, but I don't know. It's not a big market for games movies, because usually people go, these Hollywood, I should say, not Hollywood, but Hollywood, they always like to take that source material and they always like to fuck it up too much. They always fuck with it too much. Either if it's an executive or person writing the game movies or something, they always fuck it up too much. Instead of keeping it close to the source material and doing it right, they always fuck it up, and then that's why people don't like them, because you fuck it up, something up too much that people love. Why would they want to listen or watch it? Simple as that. That's the only reason why these big budgeted, these game films and stuff never really come out. And they came out, they did some, but unless if you're like the Resident Evil franchise before, not that recent Resident Evil movie that they did a new one of and that failed miserably. Or, other stuff like that. Now, they tried multiple times and they failed, But if they did it with the source material, those movies would be good. And they would bank. They would make bank, make them really good, make them like the games. I know these film directors and filmmakers in Hollywood say, no, we want to make something all our own. We want to make it something similar to this, but make it our own. No, just make it just like, if you're going to make Yakuza, the first Yakuza movie, make it Yakuza 0. Then make Kwami 2, make the second, third movie or whatever, make it just the third movie. And then go down the list and make a movie based on all of them. There you go. People would watch it. I know I'd watch them. But that's my 2 cents, people. Series X and Series S sales have collapsed in Europe. Well, of course, because in Europe, they're mostly PlayStation heads. Why? I don't know why. Maybe that will change. Maybe with the inclusion of Activision Blizzard and all their titles and games and older and newer franchises coming to Game Pass and stuff like that, maybe that might change over time. Maybe, because why would I see? Like I said, I don't understand Europe. I think they just don't like American stuff. They're like, oh, those Americans got the movie industry, all this other stuff. We don't like their consoles. We're gonna go buy a PlayStation or something. We like Sony. We like this. We're Sony first and foremost. Sure, Microsoft's been stumbling with their first party games and stuff, but they've been bringing a lot of either third-party games and a lot of cool stuff to the Xbox platform and game-wise and Game Pass and all that stuff. So, I don't understand why they would stick with Sony and PlayStation and stuff. But, like I said, I've been out of the PlayStation ecosystem for a while now. Like I said, the only PlayStation games that I recently purchased were on Steam when they ported them to PC to be purchased off of Steam. So that's the only way you're going to see me play like a if I ever get the new God of War game, the earlier new God of War game, which I don't think I want to get because I like the old original God of War games where he was hacking and slashing. I don't know if I can do an open world God of War game. It's just not for me. But the Ratchet and Clank game I'm interested in, but that's because I'm going to play it on PC. And that's the only way I'll play those games is on PC and not a PlayStation, because why should I spend so much money on a PlayStation 5 if I know I'm not going to play that many games off of it? Because I like achievements more than the trophies. I like that ecosystem better than that. And it's something that's a personal experience. It's a personal choice that I make. Now, everybody in Europe and elsewhere are like, PlayStation, PlayStation, PlayStation. I'm like, okay, if you're finding great games on the PlayStation to play on there and stuff, go right ahead. But look at all the studios. Look at all the games. Look at all the franchises Microsoft has, especially now. How long is that going to last? And then we know for certain that Sony isn't going to put Game Pass on the PlayStation. No fucking way they're going to do that. But, you know, Microsoft's got the PC side. They might not only be console. They're put Game Pass on anything, on streaming, a lot of streaming services and stuff. They got their games on Steam as well, also their own PC store. They got Game Pass. I can play my games on my Xbox, my PC, the ROG Ally, any of those Lenovo Legions, Steam Decks. You can play a lot of these games on multiple devices, especially all these handhelds that are coming out. Microsoft's seeing the bigger picture, and they're seeing the bigger picture going beyond the Xbox. So maybe they're not pushing as well in a lot of areas, or maybe they don't have enough influence or push in a lot of areas out in Europe that they're not really caring too much about the Series X and S, even though they're amazing consoles. My Series X is an amazing console. I hear people that have the Series S love their Series S's because they look like Xbox Ones with the minis, but they're X, they got more power to them, and I hear people love those as well. But maybe people are playing more on PC. Who knows? Maybe more people are just joining Game Pass because you can play all these games on, or at least most of these games on Game Pass. I don't know. It's sad that it's the way that it is, but you never know. It could turn around. Sony could fuck up big time, you know. But now that they got Jack Ryan, was it Jack Ryan? Is that what his name was? Jack Ryan? I forgot his name. After they got out the recent CEO, I forgot his name already. I'm sorry, people. It's you know, my brain is broken all the time too. Too much stuff in this head. But after the CEO left PlayStation recently, or soon to be leaving PlayStation, you know, you're going to have the new leader of the PlayStation and PlayStation and Sony PlayStation and stuff. So never know. Things could change. Who knows? Maybe they'll change for the worse. Sony's on top of their game. They're charging super tons of money for their PlayStation Plus tier offerings, which that seems beyond crazy to me. And that seems to me like, oh, I want to jump off this platform right away and go to Xbox. But I can understand if people have a lot of games on that ecosystem that they don't want to go away from. It's very understandable. But the more Microsoft gets on their platform, it just makes me wonder how long before the shift and change that Sony starts losing out eventually. And people are going, Microsoft's giving us some really good deals with that Game Pass. And look at all these games we can play, either if we pay for them or not. And the more switch to digital that everything goes, and then if they're not getting their games physically in stores, they got no reason to say, hey, we want to get physical games, so we want to make sure these games are able to be physically gotten for our Xboxes or PlayStation. When they go digital, might change. Who knows? Microsoft's in a good spot on their digital side. So even though the sales have collapsed, and they're talking about Xbox consoles, they're not talking about Game Pass has dropped significantly in Europe. They're talking about just the console side, the hardware side that's dropped in Europe, which is understandable. Stuff is more expensive in Europe for the consoles. People maybe are saying, I could play all these Xbox games on my PC now, so why would I want to buy a console from them? And they even said, we don't care if you buy a console or not from us. If you want to be in our ecosystem, we got Game Pass for PC, Game Pass Ultimate, like for me. You can play on anything you want. A lot of choices. And you know what? As a gamer, I like choices. I got Steam. I got Xbox. I got Game Pass Ultimate. I'm good. I'm not really on the PlayStation of things. I'm definitely not on any other streaming platforms or on Amazon Games, because I know Amazon's like, well, we're going to put more games on our platform. I don't care about your Luna. I don't care about your games. Not for me. I'm sticking in my ecosystem, and that's what I do. Lawsuit over PlayStation, talking about PlayStation. The PlayStation Store, like I'm saying, PlayStation fans out there and fanboys and girls, you're getting fucking screwed by Sony here, as this lawsuit's saying. So there's a lawsuit over the PlayStation Store prices that could cost Sony $7.9 billion, or we'll just round it to $8 billion, which has been allowed to move forward. So this is in London, a.k.a. the UK, the good UK. Oh, Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard's bad for competition in the streaming market. So the London Tribunal says case filed under Consumer Rights Advocate can continue. So a lawsuit that could cost Sony up to $7.9 billion to move forward. The lawsuit, in which filed last year, alleges that Sony is abusing its position as the main seller of digital games on the PlayStation Store by charging a 30% commission to developers and publishers. As a result, the lawsuit claims PlayStation is overcharging customers for digital games and DLC. Sony's lawyers attempted to get the lawsuit thrown out, but the tribunal is allowing it to continue. The stipulation that people who made the PlayStation Store purchases after the case was filed in 2022 should be removed from the claimant class. Let's see here. Alex Neal, a consumer rights advocate, brought forth the lawsuit, and a website dedicated to the lawsuit argues that since at least August of 2016, Sony has been exploiting its UK customers by charging them too much for PlayStation digital games and in-game content. Oh, does that include PlayStation Plus tiers? Via its control over the entire PlayStation ecosystem, and page reads calling it anti-competitive. Which, to me, it's like, well, if they want to charge more, you would think they would drive the customers to other places like Xbox and stuff. I don't understand why that just wouldn't be the case, because there is competition. They could just move to another platform. I don't know what kind of games would be going only to the PlayStation Store. I'm sure there's a few of them that a lot of game publishers are just porting games to PlayStation. I know they still have a lot of those Japanese areas of games that they just keep getting more than the Xbox, which Microsoft's trying to change, which Phil Spencer's trying to get changed. One of them being the Final Fantasy games. Let's see here. Actions of Sony is costing millions of people who can't afford it. Neil stated when announcing the lawsuit last year, gaming is now the biggest entertainment industry in the UK, ahead of TV, video, and music. And many vulnerable people rely on gaming for community and connection. The actions of Sony is costing millions of people who can't afford it, particularly when we're in the midst of cost of living crisis and consumer purse is being squeezed like never before. Oh, you don't have to tell me. I know that here in America. The lawsuit's reference to a 30% commission that Sony takes has previously been brought up in other legal challenges, most notably in Epic's lawsuit against Apple, where Fortnite maker accused Apple of charging an Apple Store tax to anyone who wants to do business. However, the judge ruled in favor of Apple, of course. So basically, they're saying there's a monopoly going on with PlayStation and digital content on the PlayStation Store and stuff. I can see that. If it's not content that you can get elsewhere, like on Xbox or something, and they're trying to rate up the prices on a lot of that content for people to pay for, and they're being unfair to them and the people that are making the content to put on their stores, and they're trying to double dip or triple dip or whatever they're trying to do to get that extra revenue. I can see that being a case. But otherwise, I don't know much more about it. Anybody and their any company, Xbox or Sony or Amazon, they should. I never thought, but this has been a more of a subject lately. Like, if they're charging more money for their games on these platforms like Epic or Steam or something, and they want to charge more for games, certain games or whatever content on their platforms, I don't understand why they can't do that. Because I would think, well, if this game or content or something is available on other platforms and they have cheaper prices for that stuff, consumers could go to those other platforms to get it cheaper, and then they're out of luck because they're charging too much, so they're losing out on sales. But if you got content and stuff that's only on a certain one platform, and then they're raising the prices of that, and people that really want it have to pay to play it or get it, I can understand. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, because I don't know I know Sony charges a lot more money for a lot of their stuff. Their hardware, their software, their games. They were the first to push the $70 price tag for games. They're like, we're going to charge $70 for our games right off the bat. We want more money for our games. And then eventually Microsoft begrudgingly said, okay, we'll make it so we can charge $70, make it so that our games are $70 too on our Xbox, and everybody else went into that $70 price tag. Luckily, most of the PC games are cheaper still. Not all the time. But it was a rolling effect where everybody's like, well, yeah, $70 for games. Sony, like I said, I don't like their practices. That's why I'm not a Sony gamer anymore. That's why I don't play on PlayStation. That's why if I do, I'm glad that they're putting some of their games on Steam right now, eventually. But even then, they're trying to charge like $70 right off the bat when these games come on Steam. And I'm like, I'll wait till these games go to $30 or something, because these are older games, and sure, they're great games, and you were charging a premium on PlayStation, but after all these years of being on the PlayStation stuff, these games should be a little cheaper in Steam too. And this is the PC, so PC gamers like me know that usually games on PC are cheaper than the console counterparts. But, Sony wants to try to dip into that and make as much money as they can. I think they got every right to, but the way that the laws and stuff are going out around now, who knows? I don't know anymore. It's just like this one. Like I said, I don't choose PlayStation because I know Sony's liking to take your money away. Microsoft so far isn't trying to steal all my money away. I'm paying 18 something for my Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Perfectly worth it to me because I can play all these new games that come out on it. They like to put all these new games. They're working hard to get great games on the Game Pass, like the Yakuza games and the Persona games and this and that. And they're working hard to keep me on their platform like that, if you like it or not. Yeah, I don't know. I have no real big knowledge for that. I think Sony's just shooting themselves in the foot with overpricing their content, especially if you could get on other platforms. But if you can't get on other platforms, maybe, we'll see. I know the UK is very big on protecting their own consumers over the company, so we'll see. Valve CEO talking about lawsuits, antitrust, and this and that. So the Valve CEO, Mr. Gabe Newell, has been ordered to attend in person, even though he wanted to do it remotely, but to attend in person to an antitrust lawsuit deposition. Even though he's got his own COVID-19 concerns, because, he's an older guy. He's a little schlubbier guy. He's not the youngest, healthiest guy in the company. Maybe he's worried that he can catch COVID a lot easier than anybody else. And you know what? I don't know his health status or whatnot. The recent documentary that I seen him in the Half-Life documentary, which he was in, he looks old. He looks old and tired. He's talking, but he looks old and tired. He looks like Grandfather Time or Santa Claus. I hate to say it. He's a decent guy, I guess. I don't know. He could be a pain in that butt too, but he's getting up there, folks. And if he's scared of COVID-19, there's people out there that are scared of the COVID. So, so he's been ordered to attend in-person deposition related to the Overgrowth developer Wolfire Games' antitrust lawsuit against Valve, despite his recent request to do it remotely. The Valve CEO had requested the remote deposition due to concerns regarding COVID-19, but the court said he presented insubstantial evidence to suggest that he is in particularized risk of serious illness. Oh, of course. Now all these people are denying the COVID-19. Before it's like, no, we gotta respect the people that are scared of COVID. Now now we're getting more deniers out there. So the order, which was filed on November 16th, the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Washington, included a statement from Wolfire Games, which said Newell is uniquely positioned to testify on all aspects of Valve's business strategy, and in-person deposition would allow it to adequately assess Newell's credibility. It does offer some precautions to alleviate Newell's COVID-19 concerns, but yeah. They talk about mask wearing, blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. Wolfire Games CEO David Rosen is leading a class action lawsuit representing game developers against Valve, which asserts that the near dominance of Steam on PC games market increases the prices of games due to Valve's service taking a 30% commission from the sale of each game, which Microsoft, Sony, and everybody else does, which is why there's a lawsuit against Sony, because they're like, no, you're charging too much for your content and we're getting less money for this, but that's what they charge. But here's the thing. So they're saying in the lawsuit that gamers and game developers are being harmed by Valve's conduct. I don't feel being harmed. I feel like whenever they have that major Steam sale, that I get the games for really dirt cheap prices. So I don't know what they're talking about, that people like me are being harmed with game sales from Steam and from Valve and Steam, because whenever that magical Steam sale goes on, all the games are going down in price. All the games are getting really cheap, and I don't know. And a lot of us, like me, wait for those game sales on Steam. So maybe it's hurting the developers because they're not getting as much money. I don't know. I don't know how that works behind the scenes. I'm sure they're doing a lot of stuff to make it help behind the scenes. And if these people are saying that this is costing them too much money in these game sales and stuff, and they're not making enough money in game sales and stuff, why aren't they just going to the other platforms? Like the Xbox PC gaming platform. They got the Xbox for PC games. You could sell your games on there. Now, that's a pretty good platform right now. I could get achievements and stuff for games. Or that stupid Epic Store client, you can sell on Epic Store. That's another competition. And I think also Amazon has their store you could sell games, PC games on. So you got some competition, even though a lot of people are on Steam, like me a little bit, because, that's where PC games were selling it. They did a good job of making the Steam store really good, even though I've been more lately on the Xbox PC side of gaming, because achievements, can't get Xbox achievements through the Valve system store and stuff. Now, if I was able to get Xbox achievements or achievements for other games for Xbox, the Xbox side from Steam, then I would definitely buy my games on Steam, because I'd be like, okay, I get all these games and they all can have achievements for Xbox from over here, so why not? But I don't, so I don't find it harming me. Now, developers, I don't know. Like I said, if they're all complaining about Valve and their 30% commission and stuff, why don't they go to other people's platforms? What's keeping them there? Oh, because everybody buys their games on Steam. Yes, but if it's a game that people want to play, if you put it on the Epic Store or the Xbox PC Store or something or somewhere else, and it's still a PC game and they can play it on the PC, I think they'll go somewhere else to buy it as well if they really want that game, no matter where you put it on. Or you could just I know they say raise the price of the games on Steam, but yes, you can do that too. But I don't hear too much complaining and whining about it. And it's Gabe Newell's fault and Valve's fault that they're doing such a great job on the Steam store, making Steam a really awesome platform, especially with the Steam Deck and stuff, that they got to get sued. Because this is the world we live in, folks. You can sue for anything. You could sue anybody, and that's what everybody is sue happy. That's why lawyers are making tons and tons of money now, because everybody's suing for something, no matter if it's good or bad or smart or stupid, and it's a lot of stupid out there. And this is why I don't like our society now. Society now has gone really shitty. I don't like lawyers. I don't like doctors either, but hate lawyers, most lawyers. I think they're all corrupt and they're just trying to cause more problems than good. The system is broken out there, especially here in America. The system is definitely broken. And now people are suing for whatever. I can cut my finger on somebody's, bush or something. I'll by somebody's house and I cut my finger on a bush or a rock at somebody's house. I can sue them. It's stupid. It's a stupid world we live in. And it just gets these bad eggs to get more money and stuff. And then the rest of us that can't afford it, or even though Valve and Game Newell can afford it, they're trying to knock them down a peg because they're doing well. Anybody or any company that's doing well, no, that's bad towards, the governments and other companies. It's like, bad, you're doing too well. We got to knock you down a couple pegs, because being successful is a bad thing in this world. You can't be successful, folks, because if you are, it's bad in this world. And it's been proven time and time again, when people are successful, it's a bad thing. And you got governments coming after you, got other people coming after you, and it's just a sad world we're living in. And I feel sorry. No, I don't feel sorry for Game Newell, because he's rich as shit. His company's rich as shit. They're doing great. I'm sure they'll figure something out, but that's the way of the world, folks. And if you're a smaller publisher or whatnot, and I feel sorry for the hard workers out there. Now, I left some good news in the last two stories. This one, if you're a person with Asus ROG Ally, me, like me, they just pushed out, Asus just pushed out their AMD's Hyper RX Tech with a firmware update to the ROG Ally, introducing 900p resolution. That support arrives as well. I got to check this out. You know what? I'm going to pause this for 1 second. You won't notice a thing, because I want to see my ROG Ally and see if it's still on, first of all, and see if it has that 900p on it. So I'll be back in 1 second. Oh, I must have did a oopsie, folks. I accidentally good thing this was just a recording and not a stream. I stopped the stream. I stopped my recording. Oh, so that's not a big deal on your end, but on my end, it's not even a big deal. I'm just going to have two recordings that I have to put into one. That's okay. I don't mind. Oh, man. That was weird. I hit record instead of hitting the pause button to unpause it, and it stopped the recording. Yep. Oh, well, that's okay. It's the last two stories, but I got my ROG Ally for you people that are watching this. I got my ROG Ally on right now. I'm going to log into it. Logging into the Ally, and I'm going to check the settings. Let's see here. We're going into set this content. Let's go into settings. And let's see here. I got resolution 720, 900p, folks. You can do 900p if you can see the video here, the camera. 900p resolution. I keep it on 1080p. I always keep it on 1080p, but shit, doing 900p, I think it's better for certain games, but I like to keep mine on 1080p because I'm a crazy, crazy freak. But yeah, I got that update. That's probably why everything was going, honky-dory. I'm going to shut you down, Rog Alley. Sorry about that for waking you up. Go back to sleep. But, yeah. I got that update, that firmware update. The one weird thing that the Rog Alley does a lot of is a lot of firmware updates. It does a lot of firmware updates, a lot of, firmware, trying to think of the proper term, backdoor update. So it updates your whole core, basically, of the firmware and stuff. And I don't know. That's the first time I ever had a computer where it updates the core of the machine more than any other thing I ever seen. Now, they do this because that's the best way for them to get you the best updates for your ROG Ally machines. That's the best way, is to update the core with all this stuff, because it's involving the hardware, which is all SoC on the chip. So basically, you get that with your Steam Decks or your Nintendo Switches and stuff, and other gaming devices do that as well. They just do it in a more elegant way, I would think, except for probably the Windows side of things. But yeah, they added a new thing. They added the new Asus graphics driver update. Features a lot of stuff like let's see here. Support for 1600 by 900p on the display itself. In the past, gamers could only choose between 720p or 1080p on the ROG Ally's internal display. Now with 900p support, ROG Ally users have a middle ground between the two resolutions, which will provide a better balance of image quality and performance battery saving in situations where 1080p is too stressful and 720p doesn't provide a clear enough image. Maybe I'll try that. I don't know. I got games that I put on full 1080p and I just play everything else. But maybe if that's the true, and I put on 900p and it makes it last longer, I don't know. To me, it doesn't matter, because most of the time, I get like almost 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours of battery life out of my ROG Ally here to play a game usually. And then if I want to play longer, I just plug it in. It's no big deal to me. I know a lot of people that's a big deal to, but for me, I don't have a big deal of plugging in my ROG Ally if I want to play longer for a game. It's just a USB-C connection to the back, to the top of it, pop, plug it into the wall and keep playing. I don't know. Maybe because I'm not going on trips and stuff, but if I was, I'd just plug it into a cigarette lighter or another thing on a plane or something to get that I don't know. Just saying. But yeah, they're talking about that, fixing it so you can put it on 900p to fix a lot of stuff. AMD's performance optimizing tech could also be have an advantage on the ROG Ally due to its high resolution 1080p screen. HyperRX should be able to fix problematic performance issues in highly demanding games where ROG Ally's integrated graphics chip struggles to achieve playable frame rates at the console's native resolution. Yeah. HyperX is a new gaming feature available to RDNA 3 Silicon that automatically enables several of AMD's current gaming technologies to boost gaming performance. When enabled, HyperX will turn on automatically AMD anti-lag plus Radeon Super Resolution, or RSR, Radeon Boost, and or Fidelity FX Super Resolution, FSR, automatically on, depending on the game. And note, Asus, because they're built the ROG Ally from the ground up for themselves, and they got a special AMD system on a chip going on with the graphics and CPU and all that, all on that one chip with the memory and stuff. They have to do their own drivers, their own adrenaline drivers. So takes a little longer for us, for the ROG Ally group, to get our gaming drivers for the ROG Ally compared to like if you got like a Radeon graphics card or AMD chip in your computer. It's a lot quicker and faster because to update the BIOS and stuff, which because that's AMD's chips and stuff, and that's their main stuff, and that's their main thing, and they don't really support these little devices. So companies like Asus and Lenovo and whatnot have to produce their own drivers to this stuff. So I understand when they talk about that, all that upgrading and stuff. Just like when I first got Starfield on the ROG Ally, and it was running really bad and chunky in my one video. I think I was showing it, and it was running really bad, and that was because I didn't have that BIOS driver yet. And then eventually they put the update driver in there, and they updated the BIOS and all that, and then it ran super great and buttery smooth, and Starfield looks great on there. And like I said, also with games like the new Forza Motorsport, that looks beautiful. It plays great. It works. I gotta try to play that again because that might even look better at 900p, and it might run better at 900p than I do at 1080p because it'll be less intense, graphic intense, less everything else intense. Maybe, I don't know. I'll try it out. But usually when I'm playing games on there, I keep it at full 1080p and stuff, and I usually keep the brightness down a little bit because it's that ROG Ally screen. It's very bright. That thing can blind you. That's why it's perfect for if you go outside to play games. You can see that because you can pump that screen up to its 500 nits, and boy, it's like, it's like this light here that's shining on my head, making me super bright. It's super bright, which I like, which is something that Nintendo should do for their next Switch, which I highly doubt they're doing. They should have a higher nit range on their Switch so you can see stuff better, but I doubt they're going to do that because that involves a lot of power, a lot of extra power and stuff. But yeah, this HyperX technology, HyperX performance enhancing technology, I don't know much about it because it's fairly new, and yeah, 900p resolution. I'm going to drop it to 900p and maybe test out a few games. Maybe I'll play the rest of The Walking Dead, the final chapter in 900p and see if I see a difference or if the battery lasts longer or something. Give it a little test, a little whirl, and play some Forza Motorsport or something on it in 900p and see if that runs even better or something on it. We'll see. We'll see what that does for my ROG Ally, But very happy. Still a happy ROG Ally owner and player. Like I said, I've been playing a lot of stuff on it, so I'm going to continue to do so. And lastly, for the last game's news, we got the Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which I've been talking a lot about, Like a Dragon game and Infinite Wealth, and then I'm going to purchase that on the Xbox store because then I can play it on PC, my ROG Ally here, play it on the ROG Ally if I want to, or even play it on the Xbox, and I got a lot of choice there. And apparently it's going to be extra beefy. It's going to be extra big and beefy, which to me, it's not going to be that much beefier because games right now are pretty beefy. I got some beefy games on my ROG Ally, and I still got plenty of space because I installed I upgraded it to 2 terabyte SSD when I first got it. Works great with the NVNO, and the NVNO, I keep calling it NVNO, that M.2 drive, 2 terabyte drive works flawlessly. If they made a 4 terabyte drive or higher for something that I could put in the ROG Ally, I would do it because I'm stupid like that. So basically, yes, like I said, getting back to the news story, folks. I know I'm going off a tangent and making this podcast stretch even longer. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, system requirements demand twice as much space as Yakuza Like a Dragon did back in the day. So basically, the Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth system requirements have arrived on Steam, and they're not too demanding. As we're looking at it, it's pretty. They're making a lot of these game makers are keeping the resolution, not for all games, but a lot of games a little lower because they know a lot of people are playing on older PCs still, and a lot of people are playing these games on like Asus ROG Allies, Steam Decks, Lenovo Legions, and other various handheld gaming platforms. So they're like, we want those people to play this game. We got to make these system specs requirements a lot lower so they can play them on these devices. More devices means more people buying our game and playing them. And to hear of the people that have RTX or the NVIDIA 4090 plus super graphics cards and stuff. Those people are like, no, I want to push my graphics card to its limits. I know. I got a 4070 in my card. I'm just happy with that, I still paid a small fortune for it, but hey, as long as that lasts for a long time, I'm good. But basically, the Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth minimum system requires, of course, which I'm surprised they even still say this, but which computer doesn't have a 64-bit processor in it? But requires a 64-bit processor and operating system. Windows 10, 1903, OS build 1836-2, build or higher. An Intel Core i5 3470 3.2 gigahertz processor or AMD Ryzen 1200 3.1 gigahertz processor. 8 gigabytes of RAM, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 960 with 4 gigabytes of RAM, or AMD Radeon RX 4060 with 4 gigabytes, or they even go with an Intel now, an Intel Arc A380 at 6 gigabytes of RAM. Why did you need 6 gigabytes of RAM for the Intel Arc? Why is that more? Why do you need more memory for that? I don't know. DirectX version 12, 82 gigabytes of storage, which used to be like 40 or 50 before for, I think, Like a Dragon. But now it's, definitely. Oh, yeah, Like a Dragon Gaiden, it says here that I needed 98 gigabytes of storage. That looks pretty damn good. Oh, yeah, Like a Dragon, Yakuza Like a Dragon was only 40 gigabytes. For the minimum. So Infinite Wealth is in the middle with 82 gigabytes. Like a Dragon Gaiden, it's a pretty damn good looking game. So no wonder it needs 98 gigabytes. It looks pretty damn good. As you watch my game videos and streams, it looks and sounds pretty damn good. So it's kind of weird that Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, takes up more space than Infinite Wealth at 82 gigs. But I'm sure that might go up if do updates, whatever, if there's any DLC. But 82 gigabytes of available space, sound card, which, of course, everybody has built-in sound. And I got some other stuff, but that doesn't really mean anything. Recommended specs for Infinite Wealth, 64 gigabyte processor, Windows 10 1903, i7 4790 at 3.6 or AMD Ryzen 5 at 1600 3.2 gigahertz, 16 gigabytes of memory of RAM, NVIDIA RTX 2060 at 6 gigabytes or AMD Radeon 5700 at 8 gigabytes, or an Intel Arc A750 at 8 gigabytes of RAM, or video RAM for that. DirectX 12, 82 gigabytes available. Space for storage, and yes. So, yes, it's going to be 82 gigs of storage that's going to be taken up on my various devices, and it kind of means nothing to me. Put it on an SSD, makes it go faster, or M.2 drive. But still pretty low for specs. But it could be worse. It could be like 100 plus gigabytes on your installs, but that's not too much. It's really not that much at all. And hopefully I didn't do anything here. Nope, still recording. I had something going on here. But yeah, I don't think that's a lot of space that it's taken up, and it's in the middle of stuff, and it's gonna look good. Hopefully, plays really good, and can't wait to see that Doki whatever island, Dampa Rampant Roki Island thing, that Animal Crossing thing. I hope it's a separate thing. I hope they do us a solid over at Raigoku Studios, and they make that Animal Crossing spin-off thing. I hope it's a separate game in that game in Infinite Wealth, and that if I just want to play the Doki whatever, I could do it separately compared to the game, and you don't have to play Infinite Wealth, the main game, to unlock stuff in that other part. You know what I mean? I hope it's a separate entity. I hope it's its own Animal Crossing-esque type of game, because if that's the case, like I said, I will put not only Infinite Wealth on my PC, but I'll put it on my ROG Ally so I can play just the Animal Crossing side of the game on the ROG Ally, and I'll play the main game on the PC, because that's what I would do, because I'm crazy like that. Anywho, folks, that's the game's news, and basically that's the show. That was a lot of show. That was a lot of me talking. I hope my nasally drone and my going on and on and on talking didn't put you guys to sleep. I hope you guys were informed. I hope you guys enjoyed my listening to my nasally drone in this podcast. And like I said, when the Game Awards drop next in 2 weeks on the 7th. Let's see here. I'll have a podcast. I won't have a podcast. Then I'll have a podcast. So after the Game Awards, we will know if that Grand Theft Auto 6, I almost called it Grand Theft Auto 7. We'll know if that GTA 6 trailer drops during the Game Awards. And like I said, I pretty much have to watch it, folks. I hate to say that to myself, but I'm going to lose some sleep that day. So I might take a little nap before then, maybe. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Not that I'm not going to be taking a nap after work on Friday anyways of the next day after work, because I usually go to sleep after work a little bit, and then I wake up and I do my game streaming, so I'm nicely refreshed. So it doesn't really matter to me. But, I'm an old man. I'm old freaky gamer here, folks. 37 years old, and, I got to get a little sleep. I don't like sleep, but sometimes you got to get a little sleep, because I don't drink those energy drinks. But we'll find out. We'll find out what happens at the Game Awards. Hopefully we get some good game news and stuff going on there. Hopefully something will drop. Hopefully the Grand Theft Auto trailer will drop, and we get some good information on it that I could talk about on the next podcast. So again, before I call it quits, like I said over and over again, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. My recent, the recent live stream of Like a Dragon, Gaiden, the man who erased his name. I think that was episode, I forgot what episode that is, 6, 7, around there. Well, that's up. That should be up and running by the time you hear this. Well, it's definitely should be up, because it's up today on Saturday as I'm recording this, because I just posted it up. But it'll be up and live for you guys to watch. And then, like I said, tonight, as I'm probably going to play more games tonight on Saturday, I will be doing a live game stream, or not live game stream, an off game stream. Or I will be playing more of Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man, Like a Dragon. I'm just going to say Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. Sorry, I gotta say that. I'm gonna play more of that game. I'm gonna do a gaming video of that. I'm gonna do another episode of that. That's, like I said, I'm going live, and then my grinding video will be not live, and I'll do my grinding and I'll have my fun, and then we'll move on from there. And then what else? And then the podcast comes out next week. But that video, the one that I'm going to record, the non-live video, that should be, I might post it up on Tuesday or Wednesday or something. I haven't decided yet. Probably Tuesday. We'll see. And, yeah, then we'll see the Game Awards and all that, and then I'll be more podcasting. So if you guys got any more comments or questions, because I'm just making this go further out, any more comments, questions, whatnot from me, definitely feel free to email me at oldfreakygamer@gmail.com. That's oldfreakygamer@gmail.com. Feel free to go on youtube.com/oldfreakygamer and leave your questions or comments there on the comments section of the video. You can even comment on how my nasally drone is affecting your brain, and I'm getting annoyed by listening to me yamper on about stuff. Hey, that's what I do. Anywho, folks, this is Mr. Mike. This has been the GamezAttack podcast. Signing out, saying game on, game hard, world conquest. I'm pushing this gaming button, and this show is now game over, folks. Peace.
I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up. It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
That's a good game.
Enjoy your gaming.